You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you'll say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Y'all. God is good, ain't it? You know what I'm talking about? Brethren, sister, and boys and girls, ladies and lads, hermanos, mi hermanas, dudes and dudettes, kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. Doctor's in the house. We in the building with it. Ooh, the sound sounds good. See what happens when you start talking. Nah, bro, we ain't gonna stop talking about our women out there doing their thing on the hardwood. Pause. One time for the ladies. But we definitely gonna pause that though. Doing that thing on the hardwood sounds crazy.
No, did he?
You know what I'm talking about? But we sounding good though, man. We got the sound back working, man. Hey, God is good, man. God is good, man. God is good, you know what I'm saying? All the time and all the time. God is good, baby. Yeah, man. But look, check this out though, man. Shout out to my brother Ty in the building. Hey, you two still hating on us, old Kendrick. Cause you know, Ty and Oscar showed some love on the super chat. And it didn't go through. I don't see it reflected on my earnings. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't much, but still, it's enough. You know, I need all my penties. You heard me? And I was just talking to them, and I had to cuss one of them out because, you know, they be incompetent and ignorant. They, you know, I don't mind you not knowing something. That's okay. But if you don't know something, don't pretend like you do. That's the worst. You feel me? Because that's how misinformation starts, and that's how it spreads, and that's how people get confused. If you don't know, just say, I don't know, baby. And I say, okay, that's fine. You know? But you try to act like you know something, and it's so obvious that you don't. You feel me? And you know, so I might get shadow. Well, I say all that to say I might get shadow banned again. Got to cuss one of them jokers out. You feel me? Let's hit this one time for God, man. We fixed the audio settings, so we back at it. Shout out to my brother Ty Morset in the building. We got Kendrick, aka KD, aka Kendrick Daly in the building. We got Mr. Pat Bandero. You know what I'm saying? My Nigerian kinfolk in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to all the Americans out there. Shout out to all my Nigerians out there. Shout out to all my Jamaicans out there. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody out there, you know. Yes, sir. Shout out to all my Haitians. Sapase. You feel me? Hey, we turned up today, man. We turned up today. We gonna have a good day because, you know, they're trying to take us from us and, you know, make us sad, but we don't get sad. We just get mad. You know what I'm saying? We don't get sad, we get mad, and then we get popping, you know? We might go through all these different emotions, but we never get sad, though. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? We keep pushing. That's our mission. Before we get to the nonsense and the boxing talk, let's go ahead and start off with our prayer and thank the Most High like we usually do. So please join me and bow your heads if you indulge. If you don't, sit back, have a Coke and a smile. The prayer will be over shortly. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for your blessings. Thank you for leading us into this wonderful, beautiful Friday. Let us not only be aware of our surroundings, but let's be appreciative of our surroundings. You know, a lot of times it gets easy to get caught up in the negative and caught up in the turmoil and caught up in the division, Lord. But we also want to thank you for being able to see another day, being able to breathe the fresh air, being able to see what we see and feel and touch and walk and move and, you know, just a lot of things that we might take for granted, you know, our arms, our legs, our nose, our sight, our vision, our hearing. So we want to thank you because a lot of people that thought they were going to wake up this morning didn't. And so because we are one of those that are fortunate enough to do that, we want to give you all the praises and please allow us to be aware enough and strong enough and courageous enough to fulfill our destiny and fulfill what we have left to be written in our story. So we thank you for that, Lord, and we thank you for all the wonderful parents out there, particularly the mothers. We want to thank you for all the wonderful mothers out there, the wonderful fathers out there that are doing their best to shape their children in the right into a good human being and put them on the correct path to success and responsibility and social awareness and love for each other. In Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Let's get it, man. Dr. coming with that love. You feel me? Hey, I appreciate you, man. He said, salute to you, DBT. You growing. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, before we get to the topics, sometimes, you know, I don't feel like I'm growing, you know, but I just keep my head down and keep working. You know what I'm saying? I never let. That's one thing I do appreciate about myself. You know, I was talking to my homeboy, and you know, we always give each other compliments and constructive criticism and stuff. He was just telling me, he said, man, you always been disciplined. I said, man, I appreciate that, man. You know, I think that's one of my strengths is just to be disciplined. I don't know if it's stubbornness or pride or ego or faith. You know, I like to say more so faith, but you know, they call me cheap too. You know, I prefer the word frugal. You know what I'm talking about? I'm frugal, but I'm also faithful and I'm also disciplined, man. So even if things like some of the views and some of the likes have been very down bad, you know what I'm saying, last few videos, but then, you know, I just keep working. I don't focus on it. So whether I drop a video that goes crazy with the views, I'm on to the next one. Whether I drop a video that does terrible with the views, I'm on to the next one. So, you know, so I never get too high, never get too low, man. It's discipline, man. I'm still always going to be back at it, man. So I appreciate y'all that show me the love and support because y'all are an intricate, imperative part to the process. You know what I'm saying? So without y'all rocking with me and without the support, especially for the members, this channel wouldn't be nothing. So I never forget that, and I thank God for everybody's participation in the channel. You know what I'm saying? Whether you are OG from day one, or you just started rocking on day 511 and one. You know what I'm talking about? So I appreciate you. But let's get into it, man. So Terence Bud Crawford, man, aka Budrick, man, the American phenomenal fighter, sensational fighter with an illustrious career, right? You know, he is we don't really know what he's gonna do, right? That's a hot topic. Like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna stay at 168? Is he gonna go up to 175? Is he gonna go down to 160? Is he gonna venture back down to 154? Or is he gonna call it a day and just retire, you know what I'm saying? Enter retirement gracefully. You know, I think all those options are great. You know, I'm gonna be honest though, man. What I would like to see him do, of course, I'm a boxing fan. I'm a boxing purist. I want to see more fights. When Terence Crawford retires, it's gonna be like, it's just gonna make boxing a little bit, have a little void. Not because boxing doesn't have other fighters, but it's just because, you know, he's a great boxer. It's like gonna be like, you know, Jordan retiring or LeBron retiring, or, you know, so, or any other great that retires in their respective field, you know, Tom Brady, something like that. So, you know, so selfishly, I want to see him fight some more. But as far as his legacy goes, I mean, he already did it. He already did the damn thing. You see what I'm saying? So he could retire right now and be Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would like to see him fight on. But if I was going to see him fight on, I would like to see him fight at 160. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think that's that far-fetched for him to become undisputed at 160, or even just get another belt in another division. That's fire. That's going to add to his legacy. You know, and even if he loses, I know people who are stupid and ridiculous, they'll kill him for it. But if he loses, of course, it's better to be undefeated, but it's not the end of the world. You're still the first ever 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. You're still the first ever 3-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. You still beat the face of boxing in Saul Canelo Alvarez, aka Cinnamon, one of my favorite fighters. You still beat Errol Spence. You're still a unified champion. Still a multi-division champion. You still beat Victor Postal when he was undefeated. You still beat Gambone when he was undefeated. So like he still has all these accolades. So losing is not going to hurt his legacy that much. Now it might take him out of the GOAT conversation for some people, but I still think he would be in the GOAT conversation because we still see him as far as he came up. He's not a 160 pounder. He's not a middleweight. He's not a super middleweight. You could argue that he's not even a junior middleweight. You see what I'm saying? So he's already cemented, man. But if I'll be selfishly being a boxing fan, I would like to see him continue at 160, a middleweight. And I think that we might get that to come into fruition. And I'll just say, this is reaching. This is me just speculating. I don't have anything solid to confirm this. I don't have anything to substantiate this besides me just following the breadcrumbs to where I see fit. And where I see these breadcrumbs are leading with the recent news of Janibek Alimkhanuly, the WBO IBF middleweight 160-pound champion from Kazakhstan, is going to be taking on the Cuban American, right? He defected to America, Erislandy Lara, who's a WBA champion. And if they have a unification, that's 3 belts right there. So whether Erislandy Lara, the 42-year-old Cuban, whether he wins or Janibek wins, somebody's coming out with 3 belts. You know what I'm saying? And then there's only one more belt that would be for the Dominican Carlos Adames for the WBC belt at 160. And Terence Crawford could go fight that. Now, if you're smart, from what I'm hearing from Adames, you wouldn't take that fight because I'm hearing from not just people, but also people that claim to be eyewitnesses that sparring was all bad for Carlos Adames when he sparred Terence Crawford. So now, you know, sparring is sparring. You know, I take that with a grain of salt. But some people, if you hear somebody got the best of you in sparring, it's kind of hard for me to imagine that he wouldn't get the best of you in under the bright lights, and that is Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine Terence Crawford getting the best of you in sparring and not get the best of you when it counts. So I think that that's a possibility. Maybe he can fight Carlos Adames, but I'm not sure Carlos Adames would take that. But we'll see, because Carlos Adames has to fight somebody, right? And he does have somebody that was called for a WBC mandatory. I heard that it's going to be ordered soon. I can't remember the man's name, but so that could be coming into play. But if Carlos Adames messes around and loses that, I could see them trying to entice that guy with the guy that Carlos Adames is supposed to be fighting with the Terence Crawford payday. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's going to come with a big payday because he's going to be tied to Turkey Al Sheikh. You know what I'm saying? Big Turk. So, man, I just think it's looking like a clear path within 1 or 2 fights of becoming undisputed in the 4th weight division, you know? And that guy's name is, no disrespect to him, sorry, his name is Mayrim Nursultanov. That's Carlos Adames' mandatory, who he might have to fight. And if he can't beat him, which I think he will beat him, but if he does it, then I think it'll be easier to get that guy, to lure that guy as the new guy as a WBC belt holder to fight Terence Crawford, and then he could fight the winner of Lara and Janibek. You know, I think that'd be crazy, man. Four-time undisputed, man. The only thing about that is, yeah, he got cooked, right, Ty? Exactly. The only thing about that is, I would understand if people wouldn't say that he's automatically the GOAT, but like I say, he's solidified in the GOAT conversation. And you know, I was listening to Tim Bradley, and he was talking about Janibek, and he was saying that how Janibek is a bad guy, right? Like, he's a bad boy, like he's a beast. And I think Janibek's the best at 160, right? Until proven otherwise. I think him and Carlos Adames is a good fight. I would love for that fight to happen, but I see that ship has sailed. You know, they've been pump faking. Both of them been pump faking. Shame on them. So now it's rumored that we'll get Erislandy Lara versus Janibek in December. And I don't think that that's just an easy win for Janibek. A lot of people are counting out Erislandy Lara, which I get it. He's 42 years old. He's an elder statesman. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think Erislandy Lara may be the oldest champion in boxing right now. And so I get people counting him out, but what is Erislandy Lara good at? He's good at counterpunching. Janibek gets touched up. Don't get it twisted. And the funny part about that is that Erislandy Lara, you might count him out. Yes, he might be 42 years old, but his most recent fight was against Danny Garcia. And even though that was an older, washed up Danny Garcia, if Janibek fought Danny Garcia would be the best person on his resume. That's a fact. And then not to mention Erislandy Lara has 3 losses, and all those losses were by decision. 2 by split decision to Cinnamon and Jarrett Swift Hurd, and the other one by majority decision to one of my favorite fighters, the American Paul the Punisher Williams. So you can make a strong argument, because people don't like to accept when people lose, right? But these are all decisions, not unanimous decisions, but split decisions and majority decisions. You could make a legitimate argument that, depending on how you look at it, depends on what judge they would have had, Erislandy Lara could be undefeated right now. He lost by a majority decision to Paul the Punisher Williams. Shout out to him. He lost by a split decision to Cinnamon. And I'm a Cinnamon fan. You know me. You know my team. That's my favorite fighter. I always tell people that I think Erislandy Lara beat Cinnamon. I always say that. I do. But, you know, it was a close fight. Could have went either way. It went towards Cinnamon, whatever. Split decision loss. And then he lost to Jared Swift Hurd. A split decision. So all those three guys, if Janibek would have fought him, they would have been the best opposition that Janibek has faced. Not to mention he fought a former champion Yuri Foreman. Not to mention he fought Austin No Doubt Trout. So not to mention Avanesian, right, or Matarosian, Vinus Matarosian. So Erislandy Lara, his resume is filled with formidable people. Janibek has fought, no disrespect to these people, but they're pedestrian at best, so we haven't really heard of him, right? His last fight was ended in a spectacular knockout, but he was getting touched up throughout, right? Up until that point. He lost to a guy that no one heard of in Annual Gamasenge, I believe his name is, right? And then he fought the likes of what? Stephen Butler and the likes of Vaughn Alexander and the likes of, I don't know who else he fought. Andre Mikhailovich, Endam Giacomo, not when Endam Giacomo was in his prime, but Endam Giacomo, you know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have anybody that you'd be like, oh snap, man, Janibek is a monster for beating him. He has nobody on his, you know, and the thing is so crazy because shout out to Tim Bradley. I'm not coming at Tim Bradley or anybody, but just look how much people around the boxing landscape that consider themselves purists and boxing aficionados and pugilist enthusiasts. We have no problem saying Janibek's a beast, right? Because he's a unified champion at 160, right? He hasn't fought anybody, but he's a unified champion, right? Hey, follow me, Ty. Keep up with me now. 2-4 in the building. What up, folks? Keep up with me now. We have no problem saying Janibek is the best in his division. He's the most decorated champion, right? And he's a problem. That's what Tim Bradley said. Even though he has nobody on his resume to prove that he's a problem, but we say he's a problem, right? But you know who we have a problem with saying is a problem? Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis was the unified IBF WBA champion and the Ring Magazine champion. What do people question about him? Oh, I don't know how good he is because those are just accolades. The accolades don't really matter. Oh, but Janibek, though, he has his accolades for beating Andre Mikhailovich and Gamasenge and Stephen Butler. People you wouldn't recognize if you walk by him in the middle of Costco. You wouldn't even recognize him. Oh, but he's good, though. He's proven, though. He's so proven that we think that he'll give Terence Bud Crawford, who just beat Canelo, who's undefeated, 42-0, unblemished, never even had a split decision victory, never had a majority decision victory. All of his victories were by stoppage or unanimous decision. All of his victories, none of his victories have been questionable. The most questionable victory that he had was still an obvious win for him in his debut at a new weight class at 154 against an undefeated, avoided Israel Madrimov for the WBA title. Oh, but Boots is questionable, though. Oh, Gervonta Tank Davis, he's questionable, though. He fought Leo Santa Cruz, who last fought 3 years ago. He's not officially retired, but he's 38-2-1. 4-division champion. Probably a Hall of Famer. Gervonta Tank Davis beat him. Oh, his resume is questionable. He beat Hector Luis Garcia, who was a former champion. He's questionable, though. He beat Rolly Romero, who's a champion right now. He's questionable, though. He beat Mario Barrios, who's a champion right now. He's questionable, though. He beat Isan Pitbull Cruz, who's an interim champion right now, but he's questionable, though. But you can't tell me one person. You probably can't even tell me Janibek's last name. Fuck is you talking about? You can't even tell me Janibek's last name. You can't tell me the country he's from. You can't tell me the promotion he's on. You can't tell me his last name. You can't tell me who he fought. But he's bona fide, though. That's what I be talking about, bro. You got to be consistent, man. You got to be consistent, man. You got this idiot out here. So I shouldn't call him an idiot, but you got this goofball, LaShawn McCoy, talking about Rollies. Who is Rolly? You can't tell me one person that Janibek fought, but I guarantee you he would jump on the bandwagon to say Janibek is a beast. He probably only seen a TikTok clip of Janibek. Gervonta Tank Davis got highlight knockouts too. Jerron Boots Ennis got highlight TikTok Instagram worthy knockouts too. And Montes Stanionis got TikTok stoppages too, who Jerron Boots Ennis beat, who was undefeated. If Janibek fought an Montes Stanionis caliber fighter, that would literally be the best person on his resume. If Janibek fought a Karen Chukadzian caliber fighter, that would literally be the best opposition on his resume. So yes, he's the most decorated as far as hardware goes because he's a two-time the unified champion of the IBF and WBO. But Erislandy Lara's resume is better than his. Carlos Adames' resume is better than his. You could argue he's the most decorated, but he has the worst resume of the champions at 160. I was just thinking about that, man. I just thought that was funny, you know. I just thought it was funny how we play around and we say Devin Haney, he's not proven, even though he's the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era on the male side. He's not proven though because he hasn't fought anybody. All he fought was George Kambosos. George Kambosos type fighter would be the best person that Janibek fought. Facts. Tell me I'm lying. I just thought that was funny. If Janibek fought a Regis pro grade caliber fighter, that'd be the best person on his resume. Tell me I'm lying. Ty, tell me I'm lying. Tufo, tell me I'm lying. Tell me, anybody. Shout out to George Last Patriot in the building. What's good, brethren? Tell me I'm lying. Anybody tell me I'm lying. I stand to be corrected. Tell me I'm lying. Even Devin Haney, who they call pillow fisted, shout out to Ty, he had a knockout of the year. Facts. So, I mean, we gonna talk boxing or we gonna talk nonsense? Let's keep it funky. I don't mind you saying that Tank's resume is questionable. Cool. I don't mind you saying Terence Crawford's resume is questionable. Cool. But then don't tell me that Janibek Alimkhanuly is some proven beast because he beat Denzel Bentley. Freak out of here, bro. His best win is probably Denzel Bentley. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like Janibek. I personally think he's the best at 160. But let's not make it seem like he's just unequivocally proven to be the best. Like it can't be debated. Like it's undebatable. Nah, bro, it's definitely debatable. It's definitely debatable. Shout out to, like I said, I like Janibek Alimkhanuly, but nah, bro, I'm not going. You're not going to tell me that all these other fighters who are just as accomplished as him, they're not proven. They have just the same accolades, if not more. They're not proven, but this guy's proven. Same with Bakhram. I like Bakhram. We going to get to Bakhram later. I like Bakhram. He's being ducked, man. Shout out to Bakhram, man. But I like Bakhram, but I can't talk about how much he's avoided, how much people are scared of him. Bro, I could name, outside of Tim Tszyu and Jack Koke, I could probably name like 2 more people that he fought. And they're not really recognizable. What he did to Tim Tszyu was amazing. But, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's all right. You feel me? I like Bakhram, though. What I'm saying is that Terence Crawford, if he went to 160, he undoubtedly, wholeheartedly, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, be the favorite. Don't make it seem like Janibek is some big issue or some big threat. Janibek is good, but don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be a formidable opponent, like I said, because he does have good intangibles. He does have good reach. He is tall. He does have power. You see what I'm saying? But he's nothing that Terence Crawford hasn't seen before. You know what I'm saying? If Terence Crawford could perform like that against Cinnamon, if Terence Crawford could perform like that against Errol Spence, Terence Crawford could perform like that against Victor Postal, if Terence Crawford could perform like that against Ricky Burns, against Jeff Horn, against Yuriorkis Gamboa, you feel me? Against David Avanesian, you feel me? Against Kavalaskis, you feel me? I don't foresee Janibek being too much of an issue in my personal opinion, but that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? What do I know? You know, this is my humble opinion. Shout out to George Last Patriot dropping the blue hue on the food. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to George Last Patriot, man. I appreciate you dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He said, shout out to my guy, George Last Patriot. He said, so Tyson Fury's nickname is, Tyson Fury's real name is Luke Partridge? Why you say that? What's that mean, bro? Oh, man, shout out to George Last Patriot, man. I appreciate that, man. Dropping the biscuits in the chat, bro. I appreciate you. Always turn this up, man. Big supporter right there. Thank you, sir. What you talking about, man? You got to explain that, man. You acting like some superstars today, I see. What you talking about, Tufo? I just know it started with an A. Yeah, Anwell. Yeah, Anwell Namasenge. You talking about Janibek Alimkhanuly's last name. Alimkhanuly. It's Alimkhanuly. Janibek's last name is Alimkhanuly. Alimkhanuly. But the last person he fought was Anuel Gamasenge. That's why when you said the A, I thought you were talking about his first name. Yeah, Anuel or Arwell. I think it's Anuel Gamasenge was the last person he just fought and beat. But yeah, yeah, man, shout out to Janibek, man. You know, like I said, I ain't trying to knock anybody for not knowing his last name, but that's just furthers my point. You feel me? Like, it's crazy, bro. Janibek getting stopped with a body shot. Come on now. Bud is whooping him, bro. He knocked out a bum at that, but it looked good though. Right, exactly. He knocks out I'm not trying to disrespect his opponents, you know, but what I'm saying is that they don't hold a candle to the guys that we question. We question guys with better, and this is what I be talking about all the time. It's okay to question certain fighters, but why do we give certain fighters credit for doing obviously much less? You see what I'm saying? We act like they're doing great things when they're clearly it's not even debatable. Janibek has had probably the weakest resume as far as personnel goes and level of opposition. That's just a fact. I'm not hating. I like Janibek. He looks good. Like I said, I think he's the best at 160 until proven otherwise. However, we're not going to pretend like, oh, Janibek just has some loaded resume and he looks great against guys that he's not supposed to look great against. If I showed you Janibek's names and I showed you Emiliano Vargas's names, you wouldn't know the gosh dang difference. And they both on top rank. You heard me? If I showed you Abdullah Mason, who's a young, he's not too far removed from a prospect, right? He just got into contender status. If I put Abdullah Mason and Janibek's resume beside each other, removing the belts, just from name recognition, you wouldn't know the difference. You wouldn't recognize nobody. You might recognize more people on Abdullah Mason's record than Janibek and Lumkanulis. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. That's no shade, but I'm tired of people gosh dang elevating these guys and putting them on this pedestal and bestowing these titles of greatness on them. But then another guy who proved to be great with maybe not the stiffest competition, but more stiff pause than Janibek's, you know, saying when you make a comparison, it's comparable, I guess, but I would say Boots resume's better. But you'll say, oh, he's ducking this. And I'm not defending Boots either, you know what I'm saying? But I got to say what it is. You know, Janibek's resume's not better than Boots. Not even from an accolade or personnel standpoint. So, definitely not from a record. I mean, they're both undefeated, so the record is even. But there's more recognizable fighters on Boots' resume. And they have the same accolades, both being unified. Is Janibek a Ring Magazine champion? I don't think so. I don't think there's a ring champion at 160. So really, Boots had the ring, so he's better. You see what I'm saying? He said 160 is probably the weakest division in boxing. Yeah, Supernova, but what I'm saying is I don't even care about that, you know, because I'm gonna be honest. I respect the belts. Like I always respect the champions. You know, I'm not saying all champions are created equal, but what I'm saying is I just get annoyed with the hypocrisy because the same person in Tim Bradley, he'll question Boots' legitimacy, and what I'm pointing out is that Janibek, he just called Janibek a beast, but Janibek's legitimacy is more questionable than Boots. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he's a two-time champion, I mean a unified champion is fire. You know, I'm not gonna knock it, but you can't tell me, you can't be the same person telling me that this person hasn't done enough, but then this person is a beast and he's done enough, and he's not even arguably, he's definitively done less than another person that you said still needs to prove himself. That's the problem I have. I have a problem with the inconsistencies. I have a problem with the hypocrisies. You know, it's crazy that, you know, people will say that like I like Max Kellerman, one of my favorite, but Max Kellerman the other day just said that Ryan Garcia could be the face of boxing. But then you just question somebody like Tank's resume. Ryan Garcia lost to Tank. Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly Romero, the same guy that you didn't want to give Tank credit for beating. But you tell me that Ryan Garcia could be the face of boxing? But then you tell me that Tank is an underachiever? That's unfair, bro. You can't. I'm not saying that. I want Tank to do more. I want Tank to fight Lamont Roach. I don't want him to fight Jake Paul. I want him to fight Shakur Stevenson. But you can't take away what he's done and say that, oh, that's not good enough for Tank. But another guy, oh, if he would have did that, oh, he would have been great. You know how much credit people would have gave Ryan Garcia if he would have beat Rolly Romero and he was the WBA champion right now? Ryan Garcia has never been a champion. Please don't get it twisted. Rolly Romero is only the WBA champion right now because they thought Ryan Garcia was going to beat Rolly. Even though Ryan has not done anything. His best wins are Oscar Duarte and Luke Campbell. Rolly Romero was a former champion going into the fight with Ryan Garcia. This is Rolly's he's a 3-division champion now, if I'm not mistaken. You see what I'm saying? But then they'll tell me that Ryan Garcia could be the face. Max Kellerman said, he didn't say Boots could be the face of boxing. He didn't say David Benavidez. I think Mike Comminger brought up David Benavidez, but Max didn't. He didn't say, I don't know, give me somebody a Juto Nakatani or Bam Rodriguez. He said Ryan freaking Garcia. Because that's nonsense. We let some fighters get away. We celebrate some fighters for beating subpar opponents, but then we crucify other fighters for doing the same thing or doing more. It's like the other day, I like Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue to me is top 3 pound for pound, right? But I saw somebody on Twitter, I responded to them, because they said that some guy complained that Naoya Inoue, he said that Naoya Inoue fights 4 times a year, but he gets away with fighting 4 bums a year. MJ Akhmadaliev was a great win. That was a he made MJ Akhmadaliev look like a pupa. He destroyed him. But I still give him credit because MJ Akhmadaliev to me is a very solid guy. You know what I'm saying? I think that he beats a lot of people, just not Naoya Inoue. So that was a good win. But Ramon Cardenas wasn't a rated guy. Yi Jun Kim wasn't rated. TJ Doheny wasn't rated. Louis Neary, that's a questionable win. It was good, but it was mostly good because of the build up, because of the revenge arc and the history that he has of cheating his countryman in Yamanaka by beating him twice. But it wasn't just a good solid win on its own. But then you know what this person said? Some big Inoue fan. They said, "Oh, Inoue, it's okay for him to fight guys that are subpar because he cleaned out the division." I said, oh, he cleaned out the division because he's undisputed, and I agree. To me, I don't care who you fight. If you're undisputed, being undisputed means that you beat everybody that you needed to beat. So I respect that. I don't care if I don't know anybody you fought. Undisputed means something to me. But isn't it so funny when you have somebody like Clarissa Shields? Let me spam Clarissa Shields in the comments. Isn't it funny when you have somebody like Clarissa Shields who's not only undisputed once, twice, but 3 times? And a gold medalist, when she fights somebody that you don't recognize, not the fact that you don't recognize her because you don't watch women's boxing, you know what I'm saying? One time for the ladies, you don't watch women's boxing at all, so you wouldn't recognize anybody no matter how good or bad they are. But isn't it funny that she gets criticized for not fighting recognizable people, despite the fact that she's also undisputed? Oh, but now you're in a way though, it's okay because he cleaned out the division. Clarissa Shields cleaned out multiple divisions, but you complain every opponent that she fights. To the point where you telling that she should drop 15,000 weight classes to fight Amanda Serrano and Alicia Baumgartner. Which I'm going to get on Alicia Baumgartner too, by the way. Matter of fact, let me sidetrack because I don't want to get distracted. Shout out to AB, man. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner, man. I rock with the bomb. But Alicia Baumgartner, she kind of gets on my nerves, right? Because she said that Carolyn Dubois is clout chasing her, right? And I get that. She said that Carolyn Dubois needs to fight Terry Harper, facts. She needs to fight some other people, facts, before she gets to Alicia Baumgartner because Alicia Baumgartner cleaned out divisions and she's already great. I agree with her. But wasn't it Alicia Baumgartner calling out Clarissa Shields, who also cleaned out the division and also not even in the same weight class as her? So the same thing that she's telling Carolyn Dubois, she did to Clarissa Shields. I can't stand hypocrisy, man. But anyway, let me keep it going back with Clarissa Shields. So Clarissa Shields gets criticized for the people that she fights, right? She's undisputed. You know who else gets criticized for the people that he fights? Canelo. When Canelo fought Edgar Berlanga, people didn't say, oh, he's undisputed, he can fight whoever he wants. People said that they were mad that he's fighting easy fights in Edgar Berlanga. When he fought William Skull to reclaim undisputed again, and by the way, he's the first ever undisputed at 168 pounds super middleweight division. When he fought William Skull to reclaim undisputed, people complained about his opposition. Oh, but Naoya Inoue, though, it's okay. So when Canelo fights Jermell Charlo, or Canelo fights Jaime Munguia, or Canelo fights John Gorilla Ryder, or Canelo fights Edgar Berlanga, it's bad. He needs to step up his competition to fight the best. And it doesn't matter that he cleaned out the division. When Terence Crawford, even though he beat Errol Spence, did what he did to him, even though he did with Canelo, even though he did whatever he did to Victor Postal, him being undisputed at 140 and 147, people complained about him moving up at 154 and fighting Israel Madrimov, an undefeated champion. It wasn't, oh, he's undisputed so he can do whatever he wants. It's okay for him to fight subpar opposition because he's undisputed. No, it's they critique his opponents. Why is that? Why do we pick and choose? Why do we move the goalpost? I'm not saying you have to critique Naoya Inoue, but if you're not going to critique Naoya Inoue, don't critique Terence Crawford or Clarissa Shields or Canelo Alvarez. And if you're not going to critique Janibek, don't critique Boots. If you're not going to critique Virgil Ortiz, don't critique Boots. Who has a better record right now? Boots or who has a better resume? Boots or Virgil? I mean, recency bias, Virgil is a beast because Virgil beat Israel Madrimov. That's dope. But Terence Bud Crawford beat him first. Virgil Ortiz beat Serhii Boachuk in a controversial matchup, but that win doesn't look as good now because Brandon Adams just beat him twice. You don't rate Brandon Adams. I don't hear anybody talk about Brandon Adams as one of the best fighters in the 154-pound division. So Virgil Ortiz fought Israel Madrimov, who was sick, and then he also beat Serhii Boachuk. And he got dropped twice in the process. Some people had Boachuk winning, right? But then you tell me that Virgil Ortiz Boots is somehow disappointing America because he's fighting Weizma Lima and you never heard of him. Well, Virgil Ortiz didn't fight Boachuk or Madrimov as his debut at a new weight class. In fact, his new weight class debut was Frederick Lawson and Thomas Delorme. And so when I tell you that Weezy Lima is an IBO champion, you'd be like, oh, nobody cares about the IBO. That's fair. No one cares about the IBO. But Frederick Lawson wasn't even an IBO champion. Thomas Delorme wasn't an IBO champion. In fact, Thomas Delorme, even though Virgil Ortiz beat him in 1 round, he did it after Jerron Boots Ennis already beat him in 1 round, which was also after Terence Crawford already beat Delorme. You see what I'm saying? So you got to compare the debuts, man. And where Jerron Boots Ennis, he's debuting at a new weight class, and Weezy Lima is a much better opponent than Frederick Lawson and Thomas Delorme. No disrespect to them, but Weezy Lima only has 1 loss. And that loss was by decision, not by stoppage. Frederick Lawson was already stopped prior to getting stopped again by Virgil Ortiz. Thomas Delorme was already stopped by the same guy that we say that is ducking him in Jerron Boots Ennis before he was stopped by Virgil Ortiz. Those are his 2 first fights. His first 2 fights at 154. It wasn't Boachuk and Madrimov. That might be when you watched him, but that wasn't the first 2. So I'll take Virgil Ortiz versus I'll take Virgil Ortiz versus Weezy Lima over Virgil Ortiz versus Delorme and Lawson any day. Facts. Luke Tyson Partridge, to be exact. That's really his real name? Who is Luke Tyson Partridge? That's really his real name? Yo, shout out to Shawa in the building. Big member in the building. One time for Shawa La Ya. Queen Shawa La Ya. 1 time for the ladies. 2 time for Shawa. Y'all go check out her channel. Dope content creator right there. Dope person as well. Candy Slim, what it do, brethren? Big member in the building with the Thanos glove. Shout out to my brother Candy Slim 501. Good to see you, pimp. He said, you know way more than me, Doc, but Jedabek is not undefeated. He got stopped by the self-proclaimed greatest gatekeeper of all time, Gabe Rosado. Stop it, bro. He said he got stopped by Gabe. He said, remember, he got stopped because I know you know. Bro, stop it, bro. You talk about, I think you confused it. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my brother Candy Slim, man. He said he got stopped by gosh dang Gabe Rosado, man. Stop it, man. Stop it, man. Stop it, bro. I think you talk about Beck the Bully, bro. You talk about Beck the Beard with the Kuziev or forgive me for messing up his name. I think you confused, and shout out to Candy Slim, but that proves my point. You know what I'm saying? I think you confused him with Beck the Bully. Unless you trolling. I don't know if you trolling, Candy Slim. I don't know if you trolling or you confused him with Beck the Bully. Shout out to, hey, I know you know a lot too, man. So I appreciate the compliment, man. Coming from you, man. It means a lot. Shout out to George's Last Patriot dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He said a lot of people just don't like Shields. Come on now, George. They just don't like Shields. But it's not just her though. Even Usyk though. Even Usyk. When people say Usyk was about to fight, when he wasn't about to fight Joseph Parker, weren't people complaining, George? Usyk's not exempt. Some people were complaining about him not fighting Joseph Parker because Joseph Parker, I guess we forgot that he got knocked out. No, granted, Joseph Parker has been looking better. I'm not trying to hold everything against him. That's in the past. He's looked better since joining Andy Lee. However, Joseph Parker did get stopped by Joe Joyce. He did get stopped. I mean, he did lose to AJ, Anthony Joshua, and he did lose to who was the other person? 3 losses. Dillian White. He has 3 losses. Dillian White, AJ, and got stopped by Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut. That's okay. But Usyk beat AJ twice. Usyk beat Joe Joyce in the World Series of Boxing, right, Shawa? So you're telling me the guy that beat 2 of the 3 people that you lost to, he's scared of you? But now you're in a way, though. It's okay for him to fight Yi Jun Kim and Ramon Cardenas and David Allen Picasso Romero. Yeah. He said, oh, my bad, it was back. Yeah, shout out to Kansas. Hey, Slim. Yo, I'm so glad you said that because you know boxing. I know the cloth that you're cut from. You see what I'm saying? Me and you talk boxing all the time. And you confuse Jenna Beck with Beck the Bully. That further proves my point. Bitches don't know Jenna Beck. If you got confused, Candy Slim, How many people do you think are also getting confused? Come on, man. Nobody knows Janabek like that, man. You better stop playing. Janabek is on top rank. Janabek ain't fighting nobody. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that, like I said, I think Janabek is the best. But to make it seem like, oh, the problem is with some of these fighters who they fight. No, the problem is that you show favoritism and you are very partial. You struggle with being objective. You struggle with being impartial. You struggle with being unbiased. It's like, I don't mind you saying that Janabek is a beast, but you cannot turn around and be the same person telling me that Janabek is so much of a beast because what he does in the ring, but then also tell me that Boots needs to do more. Boots has more recognizable names, and he's on his resume from a personnel standpoint, and he's unified he was unified until he moved up, just like Janabek was, and he had the Ring Magazine belt. That's all I'm saying. Just be fair, bro. Like, you could tell me Terence Crawford ain't fight nobody. He fought a hurt Errol Spence. He fought a washed up Sean Porter. He fought an old Canelo, even though he's older. He fought Victor Poso, nobody heard of. Okay, cool. That's cool. But then don't tell me how great Janabek is when you can't even tell me one person he fought. You can't. Who's his best win? Denzel Bentley? And you're telling me that he's supposed to be some huge threat to Terence Bud Crawford who just beat Canelo? Bitch, please. I ain't gonna lie to you. I personally believe that Erislandy Lara is the biggest threat at 160 to Terence Crawford. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just from Erislandy Lara's experience. Now he's a little bit too seasoned because, you know, he's what? 42? The man Erislandy Lara is 42 years old.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So he might have a little bit too much sauce. He might have too much seasoning on him. But as far as resume goes, Erislandy Lara is by far the best at 160 when it comes to on paper. On paper. I think Janabek's gonna beat Lara because I think the age is gonna play against him. But Erislandy Lara is a beast of a counterpuncher. He might counterpunch the shit out of Janabek. And you see that newfound power he got, the way he did to Michael Zarafa in 2 rounds. And how he went over there and did a little hip gyration over Danny Garcia, which was so disrespectful. He might catch Janabek. I don't know. If the fight actually comes into fruition. Come on, man. I think as much as I like Canelo, man, Cinnamon is my favorite fighter, bro. I tell people all the time, I think Erislandy Lara beat Canelo. That was a close fight. You know, I'm not mad that Canelo won, but I thought I scored it for Erislandy Lara. It is what it is, bro. I'm always fair with boxing, bro. I might like you, but I don't mean I'm gonna cheat for you or lie. I think Erislandy Lara. So he has 3 losses. Again, those of you that's just coming in, what I was saying earlier, Erislandy Lara has 3 losses, and they're all questionable. He has 3 losses, 2 by split decision and 1 by majority decision. The majority decision came to one of my favorite fighters. Shout out to Paul the Punisher Williams, who hasn't boxed since he became paralyzed due to a motorcycle accident. Right. He has a majority decision loss to him. He has a split decision loss to Cinnamon. And he has a split decision loss to Jarrett Swift Hurd. You could argue that it, depending on the judges, if they're a little different or a different day, he could be undefeated. Any one of those guys would be the best person that Janabek fought. And then, like I said, Yuri Foreman is a former champion who Lara beat. You feel me? Austin No Doubt Trout, somebody Lara beat. Like I said, he just beat an older Danny Garcia. But even if Janabek fought an older Garcia, Danny Garcia, the version of Danny Garcia that Lara fought, would still be the best person that Janabek ever shared the ring with. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. So you can't tell me that this guy's so good, you know what I'm saying, based off something that you see when you can't even justify it. You can't justify it, bro. They ain't ready to. I'll just holler back. He said, Holly is back and the chick fights her ass off. Oh, my bad. He said, Pat Bandera in the building. Boots will come in and clean 154. He will smoke Bakhram. I think Matchroom is trying to protect their money and only looking for big names. Xander's coming through. Not ready yet. Ooh, Xander's coming though. Anubis in the building. What's good, my brother? Joseph Parker 3-fight run is overrated. All 3 of them would have knocked out Parker. Come on now, Anubis. I agree. Well, I don't want to take away from Parker, but you know, I'm not the biggest Parker. I think his 3-fight run is a little fraudulent, right? I like Joseph Parker though, but he beat a Bacoli who wasn't even on the same, forget a country. He wasn't even on the same continent as his trainer, Billy Nelson. He fought him in like less than 48-hour notice. I mean, how much credit can I give you for beating Bacoli? His fight before that, you know, we talk about how old how washed up Sean Porter was because Terence Crawford beat him. We talk about how washed up Miguel Cotto was because Canelo beat him. We talk about all these fighters being old. Well, he beat an old Deontay Wilder. No one else comes out and says, Deontay Wilder's old. In fact, he's older than Miguel Cotto was when Canelo beat him. We call Miguel Cotto old. He was older than Pacquiao was when Floyd beat him. We call Pacquiao old. Deontay Wilder is, not only is he old, but he has almost 50 fights. I think he had like 48 fights when he lost to Joseph Parker at heavyweight. Who has as many fights as Deontay Wilder since Vladimir Klitschko? Nobody. Derek Chisora. Derek Ward Chisora. Derek Ward Chisora, Deontay Wilder, and probably Vladimir Klitschko. I don't think anybody else has any. Vladimir Klitschko having the most. But since Vladimir Klitschko, I don't think anybody at the heavyweight division comes close to having the quantity of fights as Deontay Wilder. Nobody that's formidable is what I'm saying. But no one, everybody said that was a good win for Joseph Parker. No one said that Deontay Wilder was old, right? It's just because Deontay Wilder sucks, right? You know, that's what they say. You know, people just disrespectful. Like I said, they pick and choose. But that's who Joseph Parker beat. He beat Deontay Wilder. He beat Zhilei Zhang, who was also old in his 40s. By the way, he got dropped twice en route to winning a majority decision. Could have went either way, but he got it. Shout out to him. He did outbox Zhang, but he got dropped twice in the process, and then he beat Piccoli. I'm sorry, I just don't get excited. He might beat Fabio Worthy. That's a good fight, man. But Fabio Worthy might knock his block off, too. He might decapitate that motherfucker. Fabio Worthy might knock his block off, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I personally, I think Joseph Parker's going to outbox Fabio Worthy. I don't think Joseph Parker's bad, but I do think it's a little fraudulent. His run. I had Lara being Canelo 10-2. 10-2? Damn. You had to beat him 10-2? Sheesh.
Damn.
I don't remember what I had. I ain't have it that wide. I think I had it like 7-5 for Lara. I might have had it 8-4 for Lara or something like that. 7-5 or 8-4, but I ain't have it 10-2. Gosh. Lara almost washed Canelo. Shout out to Anubis. Damn. 10-2. Shout out to Luis Ortiz. Shout out to Luis Ortiz, King Kong Ortiz. He just had a comeback victory last week, I think, or a week before. As the hands of God is crazy. Hey, Worthy might put that pressure on him. And shout out to Pat. Pat says that Boots will come in and clean 154. I think and let me move on to Bakhram, right? I want to say this about Bakhram Murtazaliev. Shout out to Bakhram Murtazaliev, man, at 154. Bakhram. Man, I'm kind of getting frustrated for Bakhram, man, because I think he should get more fights, man. And I know that there's rumor that he'll be fighting Josh Kelly, but we gotta stop with this IBF stuff. But this is what I'm saying with Bakhram, though. I don't think he has the personnel on his record to justify him being the boogeyman, but I do think that people don't want to fight him. Is it a combination of him being formidable and a combination of him being an IBF champion with a rehydration clause that's implemented automatically by the sanctioning body and President Darrell Peoples? Is it a combination of his promotions, main events, not really showing the opposition enough get back with the money? I don't know, but I kind of feel like I'm starting to blame his promotions more, whether it's affiliated with PBC or not. His main events promotions, but they work with PBC. Obviously, he's on a couple PBC cards, but that's what I'm thinking it is. Me, like with Ja Battaglia, I think that he's the best at cruiserweight. Yeah, he might be between him and Zerto, but if you're not getting big fights, man, you got to start questioning your management. So I'm looking at Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. So when it comes to Boots, I'm not looking at Boots as ducking. I'm looking at Eddie Hearn maybe not getting the fights that would help Boots' career or Ja Battaglia's career or whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? So now with Bakhram, I got to keep the same energy, man. I feel like they got to do better at getting him a fight, man. He literally had the Floridian, man, the American, by way of AIT. Sapase by way of Haiti. Erickson Lubin. He had Erickson Lubin, bro. Erickson Lubin won a title eliminator against the undefeated Arjura Holmes. That was his next fight. And then they lost that fight to Virgil Ortiz. So not only did he not get the Virgil Ortiz fight, Virgil Ortiz messed around and took his opponent. So not only did you lose the Virgil Ortiz fight, you messed around and lost your opponent too. That's tough. That's tough, bro. So I'm sorry, bro. I don't think I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Erickson the Hammer Lubin is scared of anybody. I think Lubin was ready to fight Bakhram, but I'm assuming that Golden Boy or Oscar probably gave him a better deal. So I'm not saying that Bakhram isn't avoided or he's not the boogeyman, but I'm starting to feel like it's a little bit of fake news.
If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jury, reality is reality.
I'm thinking it's fake news, man. I'm thinking it's more so the truth is that Bakhram just, hey man, his promotions or his management's just not, they not offering that bread, bro. They not offering a big enough piece of the pie. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Don't forget to smack that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? We should have way more than 7 likes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be stingy with the likes. Y'all be here swagger jacking the brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be stealing my ideas and stuff like that, but don't want to show no love, man. Smack that gosh dang like button. You feel me? It's free. You bum. You know what I'm saying? And you only offended right now if I'm talking to you. if you have a guilty conscience. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the ones that come through for the love. You know what I'm talking about? We killing y'all. We killing y'all. We get it straight out the mud with it. That's why you mad. Y'all be over there, gosh dang, riding people's coattails and trying to be in people's lives when they popping and stuff like that. You're over there with disingenuous acts and stuff like that. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We getting it out the mud. That's all we know. Get the hustle off the muscle. So you keep over there, keep out there faking the funk. We gonna keep hustling. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though. Hey, what they say? They say imitation is the best form of flattery though. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Keep on hating. I'm gonna keep you hating. It's my job to keep you hating. It's a hater's job to hate. My job to keep them doing theirs. You feel me? But yeah, man. So I think that Bakhram, man, I would like to see Bakhram. I think Josh Kelly's a good fight. I don't know if it's gonna actually go down. But would I prefer somebody else? Yeah, you know, it's like 154 is such a hot division, y'all. And to me, it has the most depth and it has the most parity. But it doesn't seem like we're getting the fights. Like, shout out to Virgil Ortiz. So Virgil Ortiz, that's one thing I have to give him credit for. You know, sir, he bought you the Israel Madrimov, then Erickson Lubin. That's a nice little run for sure. You know what I'm saying? I got to give him credit for that. But I still don't understand why he didn't go for a title. Why didn't he go for a Bakhram? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about no IBF same day weigh-in, bro. Everybody has to go through that. Your fat ass can't make 10 pounds the morning of. Then you need to move up to 160 anyway. You being a weight bully. I'm not giving nobody the excuse, oh, it's the IBF rehydration. I'm not trying to hear that. I don't care if you're at minimal weight. I don't care if you're at cruiserweight. If you at that weight class, you should be able to handle a 10-pound rehydration limit the morning of. It's not to the fight night. It's just the morning of. All you have to do is weigh in, then go to sleep, wake up in the morning, weigh in again, and be, if you're at 154, you can't be over 164. And then after that, you could blow up again and come in at 175 during the fight. It's just the morning of. If you can't make that, that means you out here you out here gosh dang slanging that weight around, man. You out here being a weight bully. Move your fat ass up, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. So I do hold it against Virgil Ortiz for not going the Bakhram route. And I think that I'm not saying that Bakhram is a boogeyman, but at the same time I got to hold Bakhram accountable too for not getting the fights, you know, with his management. He got to tighten up, bro, because I'm just not convinced that Abbas Barao or somebody like that, Abbas Barao, who's a WBA champion now, shout out to him, the German fighter by way of Togo, you know what I'm saying, Togolese fighter, shout out to him, West African country. Abbas Barao, I don't think he's scared of anybody. I don't think Xander Zayas is a little young. I think it would behoove him not to fight Bakhram right now or anybody too formidable. I think he should get like a lighter touch as his first defense. That's not me babying anybody. I'm just saying that's just the way that I think it should go. And I don't think he should go that route, but I don't think Xander Zayas is afraid of anybody. I don't think Sebastian Fedor is afraid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Virgil Ortiz is afraid, but I think that Oscar's, you know, baby, he coddling him a little bit, you know? So, you know, I just feel like he's an interim champion, yeah, but he's never been a full champion at 147 or 154. And I just feel like, you know, I was excited to see Jesus Ramos mix it up. Jesus Ramos, like, he about to fight at 160. So while we are getting some fights at 154 that are interesting, I feel like we should be getting more, you know. But Sebastian Fedor, Keith Thurman's good. Wasn't expecting it because we didn't expect Keith Thurman to come back one more time. You know what I'm saying? Keith one more time Thurman. We thought he was done. At least I did. You know, I know he fought, was it Brock Jarvis, but what they say now, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, you know. So I mean, we'll see. I think that's a good fight though. Sebastian Fedora versus Keith Thurman. That's a good fight. I think Keith Thurman has a good chance, man. I'm picking Sebastian, but I think it's a good chance. But yeah, man, we have Callum Walsh. He just fought Fernando Vargas Jr. Like, what are we doing, man? I'm trying to see. Serhii Boachuk tried to hit me. Just fought Brandon Adams. That was a good fight. Serhii Boachuk is fighting, you know. But he kind of looked a little shaky against Michael Fox. He looked a little, you know what I'm saying? He definitely just lost against Brandon Adams. So I'm thinking we was gonna get like some more mixing up a little bit, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I still think 154 is the best division. I am looking forward to you know, we did see Charles Conwell lose. He got upset by Jorge Garcia Perez, and that's how Xander Zayas won that vacant WBO belt. But I'm thinking we would see a little bit more mix-ups, man. You know, so we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking that back to what Pat said. I don't know if Boots cleans up 154. I think he's a top guy, the American from Philadelphia, Jerron Boots in this, but I can't really call it right now, man. I could argue that Bakhram might be a top guy. I could argue that Virgil might be a top guy. I could argue Boots could be a top guy. I could argue Sebastian Fedora said that he could be the face of boxing. I said, hold on now. Slow down, little buddy, but shout out to Fedora. You know, I like Gabrielle Fedora. I like Gabriella Fedora. You know, she the better Fedora. She probably be kicking Sebastian ass at the crib. But I like Gabriella Fedora. You know what I'm saying? The youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era in all of boxing. Devin Haney's the youngest on the male side. Gabriella. I got to say that all the time because we got to give respect to the ladies doing their thing, man. So one time for the ladies. Gabriella Fedora is the youngest undisputed champion in boxing. You know what I'm saying? The 4-belt era. So she's a beast. She cleaning out divisions and stuff like that. Do I think Sebastian Fedora could be the face? I'm not gonna lie. I like Sebastian Fedora, but to me, he's just, and maybe I'm holding it against him, but I just feel like he's one Brian Mendoza away from losing everything. He's a Brian Mendoza away from losing everything, man. You know, like even though Serhii Boachuk lost to Brandon Adams, who would you pick, Serhii Boachuk or Sebastian Fedora? I think that's a good fight. No sound for the one time for the ladies? Man, shout out to you, bro. Thank you, bro. Oh, my gosh. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother, Pat. Thank you, bro. Did it work now? Man, you see my settings, bro. They try to mess with my settings, bro. They try to mess with my settings and my money, man. They acting funny with their money, man. Did it work this time? One time for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gabriella Fedora, a.k.a. Sweet Poison, a.k.a. the Golden Girl. One of my favorite fighters right there. I like Gabriella Fedora. Hopefully it's working now. He said, tell Hitches to go fight Gary. Hey, Gary better worry about Andy Hiroka. Head ass. Hey, Andy Hiroka, the Ghanaian Japanese contender. Hey. Andy Hiroka, you know, Jin Sasaki, who got clapped up by Brian Norman. Jin Sasaki had one loss going into that fight, and that was to Andy Hiroka. So I'm not saying Jin Sasaki's the best. I'm not saying that. I like Jin Sasaki though. He was on an 8-fight winning streak. I thought he was deserving of that championship fight with Brian Norman. I thought he fought a pretty good fight. You know, he just was outclassed. But shout out to him. He definitely fought with a warrior spirit, and Brian Norman definitely put him down like a warrior should. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brian Norman. But Andy Hiroka did beat him, and I give him credit for that. So I think I would like to see Hitches versus 140 is another hot division though. You know, I would like to see them mix it up as well. Sounds back. Yeah, I got you, Pat. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, whoop-de-doo, head ass. You feel me, Ty? Whoop-de-doo. Yo, shout out to Southwest Dice in the building. Who's Hitches fighting next? Need to be Tio or in his league. I agree. Hitches need to. Oh, that's why you said that, Ty. You talking to Southwest Dice. My fault. Hitches, I don't know who he's fighting, bro. Like, I would love for him to fight Tio. I don't know, man. There's a lot of people at 140 I wouldn't mind. You know, 140 is a good division. You know, I would like to see. I like Gary Anton Russell and Andy Hiroka. That's a good fight. Hitchens, 140. I would love to see him and Tio. But I mean, if Tio and Shakur's gonna fight, I'm not complaining about that. I like that fight. I don't believe it, but you know, I won't believe Tio is gonna fight anybody formidable until he's actually in the ring and that first round bell goes ding, because he's been pump faking and clout chasing a lot. You know, he called out Devin Haney, ain't fighting him. Called out Keyshawn, ain't fighting him. Called out Shakur, yet to be seen. Called out Boots, ain't fighting him. Called out Bud, ain't fighting him. Called out Tank, ain't fighting him. You know what I'm saying? Called out Ryan Garcia, ain't fighting him. And F both of them anyway, but he did call them out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look how long it took him to fight Barbosa. Liam Paul called him out when he was a title holder. So I don't believe Tio, man. But yeah, I would like to see Tio and Hitchens. That's a good fight. 140. Who else at 140? Shit. Who's a WBA champion at 140? That's Gary Anto Russell. Who's WBC? Subra Matias and Tio's a good fight. Hell, Subra Matias and Hitchens is a good fight. You know, you get that back because remember when Hitchens was an IBF #1 ranked opponent for Subra Matias, and then Subra Matias got upset in his homeland of Puerto Rico by Liam Paul from Australia, and then Richardson Hitchens, the American Haitian, the American by way of Haiti, went in there and beat Liam Paul. So hey, get a unification between Hitchens and Matias. Hey, I like it. I like it, man. A lot of interesting things, man. A lot of interesting things. He said, you still think Boots beats Bud? I never thought Boots beats Bud. No disrespect to Boots. That's not disrespectful. I think Bud's the best. Well, you never heard me say I think Boots beats Bud. I've always said the opposite. The exact contrary to that, homeboy. Oh, unless you're talking to somebody else. Maybe you're talking to, oh, okay. Maybe you're talking to Ty. Wait, maybe not. I don't know who you're talking to. You talking to me? I ain't never said that. I got Bud over everybody right now. Last person I had over Bud was Canelo. And I was wrong. But yeah, man. I think that 140 is good, man. But 154, I think is good, but I need a little bit of movement, man. I think Xander Zayas, I'm interested to see who Xander Zayas wants to fight because he's the WBO champion. They said Xander Zayas is going to fight Giovanni Santillan, but he said he doesn't want that fight for his homecoming first title defense in Puerto Rico. So shout out to him, man. He said he wants a stronger opponent. You know, no disrespect to Giovanni Santillan, but I don't think anybody would have Giovanni Santillan beating Xander Zayas. But Santillan's not bad. He beat Alexis Rocha. You know, we know Brian Norman clapped him up. Brian Norman clapped up Santillan to grab his interim belt. Messed up another homecoming, right? Because that was in Giovanni Santillan's home country of the U.S. Of course, they're both American. Him and Brian Norman, but it was in his home state of San Diego. That's a city, hometown of San Diego in California, you know what I'm saying? And Brian Norman messed that up. So no shame in losing to Brian Norman. Giovanni Santillan, hey, you never know. Maybe he could upset Xander Zayas. But Xander Zayas, hey, what if his first defense is a unification with Abbas Barral? Because remember, he hopped in the ring when Abbas Barral upset Jonas Tellis. We were there for that fight. You feel me? We were there for that fight. You know what I'm talking about? So he hopped in the ring when Abbas Barral upset Tellis because he did want Tellis. And he told me that I interviewed Xander Zayas. Go check it out, by the way. He said he wanted Tellis. He thought Tellis was going to win. And a lot of people thought Tellis was going to win. But shout out to Abbas Barral. Once again, the German fighter by way of Togo. So, I don't know, man. But yeah, so, I mean, that's just a little update on boxing, man. We got a lot of things going on in boxing. We got a lot of things, but a little amount of things as well. We have a fight this weekend. We have a couple fights this weekend. We have a fight today as well. I'm probably going to watch it, but I don't know if I'll be live for it. But, yeah, man. We have a fight. Umar Zambekov versus Artem Brusov. That's on UFC Fight Pass. That's in Cali. That's at 10 p.m. tonight. I'll probably watch it. I don't know if I'm going to go live. And then tomorrow, we have some our Englishmen fighting. Nathaniel Collins versus Cristobal Lorente. I'm going to watch that because I want to see... I'm kind of interested in seeing Willie Hutchinson. I don't really like Willie Hutchinson, but I am interested to see. I thought he fought a good fight against Joshua Buatsi. Shout out to him. And I remember he beat Craig the Spider Richards in that 5v5 Matchroom in Queensberry joint. and then we also have Cecilia Brakis, you know what I'm saying, the first lady of boxing, you know what I'm saying, the first lady. She's fighting tomorrow as well. Which is supposed to be her last fight. She's fighting against Emma Kozin, which is not going to be an easy task. I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think Emma Kozin only has one loss, and that's to the GOAT, man. That's to Clarissa Shields, aka T-Rex, aka the GOAT. So Emma Kozin, you know, hey, we'll see if she picked the right opponent to have her farewell fight at. Another person having their farewell fight is Danny Garcia against another Danny Gonzalez, and Danny Gonzalez saying, hey, man, I'm not coming in there to lay down. You heard me. Bro, I realize I think you are the most hardcore boxing content creator. Man, shout out to you, Pat. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. See, that to me, that's music to my ears right there, bro. I promise, I ain't gonna lie. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to anybody, because I only do what I do. I don't compare myself to others, you know what I'm saying? Be the best I could be. Can't nobody stop it, you know what I'm saying? Once I'm the best I can be. I honestly, I don't feel like, bro, I don't care if you talk about, I don't care if you talk about, gosh dang, people working in an official capacity for the zone as commentators or analysts, or you talk about the goofy with that makes their channel the biggest channel in the world based off of fanboying and salivating over one fighter, whether it's Ryan Garcia or Gervonta Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson or Canelo or Oscar De La Hoya or Nye Inoue. I don't care who you talk about, bro. I promise you I know more than all the motherfuckers, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I stand on that. I stand up, bro. I watch it, bro. I don't care if it's in Japan at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. We got the club going up on a Tuesday as Thai. You see what I'm saying? I don't care if it's in Australia. We watching. If it's in Nigeria on a Wednesday, we was watching with Brandon Glanton. Shout out to Brandon Glanton, man. And shout out to Marcus Brown. I just found out Marcus Brown was Liberian. I didn't know he had Liberian blood in him. And I believe Brandon Glanton, he had the Nigerian flag afterwards. He's American, but by way of Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? Similar to me. I'm American, Nigerian, and Jamaican. I embrace all sides of me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Brandon Glanton, man. That was a decent show in Nigeria, man. We watching it, bro. I don't care if it's minimal weight with Oscar Collazo. I don't care if it's heavyweight to Alexander Usyk. We watching, bro. We watching, man. We watching, man. I like the sport, man. I ain't just over here to gosh dang, you know, people over there fighting on who's a better baby. They be fighting over their baby daddy, and stuff like that, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. I like Gervonta and Canelo and Junto Nakatani are my favorite fighters, bro. But I appreciate other fighters. I'm not gonna cap for nobody. Now, I don't know. I don't owe no loyalty to them or have no allegiances with them. I don't know them. I just like them as fighters. Due to Thurman's inactivity and lackluster performances, I got Fedor knocking Thurman into retirement with full AARP coverage. AARP. You know what's funny? I got a funny story about AARP. Somebody stole my identity a long time ago when I was in college. I think during my master's or my bachelor's. And the bitches got everything. They got a jet ski in Cali. They done took a trip. They ordered a cruise line on Carnival Cruises, and they got AARP life insurance. I say, oh, okay. Oh, y'all balling, huh? Y'all balling, you know what I'm saying? Out there, got me out there like Jason Bateman trying to chase down Melissa McCartney, an identity thief. Yeah, man, it stole my whole identity, man. You know what I'm saying? Running it up. You feel me? Shout out to my brother George, that Patriot, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yeah, man. Said, Doc, you funny, bro. Hey, I just be telling you how I feel, man. You know, I might not be the most knowledgeable, but I definitely try, man. I be studying it, man. I be studying, man. Shout out to Shawa, too. Shaw was another content creator that be on it, too. So shout out to her. Old identity thieves, you feel me? Should have ran down on them. Liberians were originally... Come on now, Shawa. Talk to them. They don't want that history lesson. I need my LaShawn. Nah, Pat. So, okay, so this is why I didn't do it. There was 2 reasons. One reason I tried. But then when he says Rolly, if you look at the video, they only catch his face, like, but they don't catch him saying Rolly. He says it off camera, and they're looking at Malik Scott, and then they pan to him, but he already said Rolly. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't do it. Number 2, I thought about it. No disrespect to LaShawn McCoy, but I ain't showing you no love on my gosh dang channel. Not because you don't know boxing. Hell no. I thought about that too. I was like, man, that's a blessing that the video wasn't good, because you know that, man, I'm just sorry you don't know boxing, bro, and it's hard for me to respect that shit. Like I love the entertainment of it too, and that's why it's dope. That's why content creation is so dope, and that's why the world is dope, and especially, you know, America. You know what I'm saying? Big up America. It's like, you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most knowledgeable on that topic. You don't have to spell words right. I said, bro, I got my PhD, bro. I be noticing stuff like that. You know, bro, I'm not talking about any content creator in particular, but I'm just talking about like when they be spelling like names wrong and don't know the difference between your and your, like YOU''RE, like you are and your, like that's mine, that's yours. You know, they don't know the difference. Like I be noticing stuff like that. I don't say nothing because I feel like that's just being an asshole. But I can't say, I'll be lying if I say I don't notice shit like that. So, you know, I just yeah, I put a lot of time into it, man. So I know shit like that. I just be shaking my damn head. Shout out to aircraft carrier in the building. What's good, brethren? Nah, but I definitely tried it though, Pat. I ain't forget, bro. I went and tried. That's how I know. You know, I went and tried to get it. I could get his face as like a still shot, and I could play it, and then like I could freak it. You know what I'm saying? Like edit it and stuff. But hell no. Doc, you touched on gender back and no, I did, but we could go back. We could go back, aircraft, just for you, my brother. Shout out to Candy Slim dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He said, thanks, Doc. I got those confused. Pun intended. Pun intended, head ass. That said, is my boy Moses Tama ducking Zhang and Frank Sanchez? Can I be honest? I'm gonna be real, Candy Slim, which I always am anyway, but I'm not the biggest fan of Moses Atama. I don't dislike him. I just don't necessarily like him. It's like Amanda Serrano. Like, I recognize Amanda Serrano's greatness. I'm just not a big fan of her. I don't dislike her. I just don't necessarily like her. So Moses Atama, it's not his fault. I think he's a good fighter, but I think he's a little bit, they're overselling him a bit. With that being said, I think it looks bad that he did not go the IBF route to get a title eliminator, since he just came out a couple days ago and said, oh, you know, Team Atama, especially his coach Ben Davison, oh, we're ready for a Usyk matchup next. Well, they just gave you Frank Sanchez. That was a perfect route to get Usyk, because that was a title eliminator between you and Frank Sanchez. You beat Frank Sanchez, boom, you got to fight Usyk. You see what I'm saying? So I want people to, I'm so glad you brought that up, though. I talked about this in the video. You see, this is what happens in boxing, right? Shout out to the IBF and President Daryl Peoples. I'm not saying that they do everything right, but they give people chances, right? So like they interrupted the Beterbiev and Bivol. Well, they potentially interrupted the Bivol Beterbiev rematch for being undisputed again, because they wanted to enforce their mandatory Michael Eifert to get his title shot. People are like, oh, why would you do that? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I think that they should be a little bit more choosy and a little bit more judicious when they apply their or pursue their mandatory right, because I think that would diminish the significance of the rematch. However, and they did it again with Usyk and Tyson Fury, right? Their second fight, what the rematch was not for undisputed, because they stripped Usyk of the IBFs. That's why Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic retroactively became a title fight, essentially, and that's how Daniel Dubois got the IBF belt, right? But what I'm saying is that the IBF, they're not going to be like the WBA and President Gilberto Mendoza, and when MJ Akhmadaliev is called to have his mandatory, they let the WBA champion sidestep him. Not saying that anyway was scared, but that was put off for some years. IBF doesn't really do that. They're not going to be like the WBO, where Joseph Parker's an interim champion, but for whatever reason, he doesn't get the belt. He doesn't get a shot at the belt, right? They're not going to be like the WBC, where they claim that Canelo was ducking Benavidez, but they never stripped Canelo to give it to Benavidez. But when Bivol didn't want to fight Benavidez, they were quick and they acted with the utmost haste and urgency to strip Bivol and give it to Benavidez. The IBF, it doesn't matter if you're Michael Eifert, somebody who's unknown, or you're Daniel Dubois, somebody who's relatively known. They're going to try to do best. They're going to try to give the fighters in their rankings the opportunity to fight. So what I'm saying is that, knowing that, Moses Atama, if you really want Usyk, why wouldn't you go fight Frank Sanchez? If you really about that life, like y'all just said y'all were, why wouldn't you go fight Frank Sanchez? Frank Sanchez is not unbeatable. He just lost to Ajit Kabayel. Frank Sanchez is a very good boxer. You know what I'm saying? His best win is who? Probably F.A. Ajagba, right? I would say. The Nigerian F.A. Ajagba, shout out to him. But my point is that when you're Moses Atama and you don't go the IBF route, when you're Zele Zhang and you decide not to fight Bakoli for a title eliminator, or when you're Ajit Kabayel and you get offered that title eliminator, that same title eliminator against Martin Bakoli, and you also turn it down, don't be surprised when the IBF mandatory or number one ranked opponent gets a shot at the IBF title next, which will be Alexander Usyk, because he's essentially undisputed. Don't be surprised. So don't complain when, oh, I can't get a title shot. Well, you actively decided not to go the IBF route. But that's what people do, though. People act like there's, like, boxing is the wild, wild west. Now, don't get it wrong. But they do follow some type of protocol or some type of procedure sometimes. So when you see people not taking an IBF eliminator like Moses Atama, or winning the IBF eliminator like Erickson Lubin, and not going against Bakhram, deciding to go for an interim title. Now, if he beats Virgil Ortiz and he doesn't get who's the WBC belt holder? Fundora? If Erickson Lubin beats Virgil Ortiz and somehow he doesn't get a title shot against Fundora because the WBC doesn't see Erickson Lubin as a big enough marketable fighter, don't get mad that you're not getting a title shot because you went and chose to fight Virgil Ortiz when you could have fought Bakhram with the IBF. You would have for sure got it with the IBF. So same with Moses Atama. So if Moses Atama decides to go another route and not fight Frank Sanchez, well, let's say you go fight another route and then you don't get Usyk, but then the person in the IBF ranking does. Don't get mad at them. So Virgil Ortiz, when Virgil Ortiz doesn't get a title shot with WBO Xander Zayas, you don't get a title shot with WBC Fedora, or you don't get a title shot with WBA. Who's the WBA? Bass Brow. Don't get mad at them. You could have won it for Bakhram. You decided not to go. So, or your management team, whoever. Maybe it was Golden Boy, or maybe it was Oscar De La Ponte and Golden Shower Promotions. I don't know. But yeah, so he said Moritalia and Andy Cruz. Yeah. I heard about that. Oh, it's officially ordered. Yeah, we knew about that for a while. Shout out to you, Tay. But yeah, but so I will say I don't think he's ducking though. I say all that to say I don't think he's ducking Kenny Slim, because I still look at him as young, and I feel like I don't think there's anything wrong with taking calculated risks right now. So to answer your question, my bad. I know I went the scenic route, but I think it's too premature for me to say that he's ducking. I mean, his best win is an older Dillian White. I'm not saying to coddle him. I don't like the way he like his team is talking like they really about that life and they're not. But I ain't gonna say he's ducking. Like, I wouldn't be mad at him fighting David Adelaide. Like, right? I don't know if you watched the Brandon Glanton versus Marcus Brown. David Adelaide stepped in the ring, and Moses Atama and Lawrence Okoli, you know what I'm saying? They all have Nigerian Nigerian heritage, right? They're all in the ring supporting the Nigerian fight. That was dope, man. Big up Nigeria. I think David Adelaide, that looks like the weakest opposition because he just came off of a loss to Philip Hergovich. But like I said, Moses Atama's young. 20 years old or something. I'm not mad at him fighting David Adelaide. I know that the rumors were that it would be either him or Michael Hunter. I didn't hear about Zayla Zhang. I think Moses Atama and Zayla Zhang's a good fight. That's a dangerous fight, but I think Moses Atama could win that because we already know the blueprint on how to beat Zayla Zhang, right? Zayla Big Bang Zhang, right? I like Zayla Zhang a lot, man. The big Chinaman, right? But shout out to China. But the blueprint is there. You just got to tire him out, you know, and outbox him. So I think Moses Thomas could do that. But I'm not mad. I want to say he's ducking, but I'm not gonna say he's ducking. But you can't complain that you don't get a title shot because you actively avoided the title shot. I thought Richard Torres got Frank Sanchez. Yeah, he got Frank Sanchez because Moses Atama turned it down. It was offered to Moses Atama first, aircraft, and then so Richard Torres. I don't think it's confirmed. It's not finalized, but Richard Torres, who also called out Moses Atama once Moses Atama declined Frank Sanchez and the IBF route. It was offered to Richard Torres, you know what I'm saying? So I think they're in negotiations now. I haven't heard anything being finalized yet, but yeah, you're right that Richard Torres has Frank Sanchez next going through the IBF route, but that's because it was offered to Moses Atama initially. Doc, where does Bud get ranked all time if he goes champ in 6 weights? 4-time undisputed champ in 6 weight. I ain't gonna lie, man. We gotta start talking about him and Floyd and Sugar Ray Robinson and Ali and like. You gotta start talking Mount Rushmore, man. Like I already think he's in the GOAT conversation, but I think I don't know if he goes six divisions, 4-time undisputed, first ever in the 4-belt era, first ever 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era, first ever 3-time undisputed in the 4-belt era on the male side. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, 1 time for the ladies. We can't forget that. But on the male side, and then your first 4-time undisputed as well. Yeah, man, we got to start talking Mount Rushmore type things. It's like solidified. Oscar De La Ponte. Shout out to Everything by John. Nah, I rock with Oscar though. I like Oscar a lot. I just like to poke fun. You know, Golden Shower promotion. I like Oscar though. Don't forget to smack the like button. Did you hear about Jai wanting a quick turnaround fight to Badu Jack? Yep. I made a video about it. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? I be dropping videos, man. Y'all gotta make sure the notifications on. I know YouTube be holding me. Al Booger in the building, my brother. Peel Out in the building. My bad, Peel Out. Everything by John. Salute. Did I get you, Tay? Shout out to my brother, Tay. If I did not get you, I apologize. I've just been rambling. He said, I'm interested in seeing him in the round 6, 7. Come on now. Exactly. I'm interested to see him in the deeper rounds, bro. How he's going to adjust when guys are falling after the first few combinations. Exactly. That's why that's why I think David Adelaide is a good opponent, because everything you just said. I think David Adelaide, it's time for Atama to fight a guy that we know can handle himself. Give me a second. I'll be right back. My bad, Chad. I had to blow my nose and spit. But yeah, it's time for us to see him in the ring against somebody that we know can handle himself, right? And so far, Dempsey McKean and Mike Belugan and the version of Dylan White that he fought is just not gonna cut it, right? So, but I think David Adelaide, despite him coming off of a loss, he can handle himself. So that's why I'm not mad at that fight. It's not a fight that I was looking for or I was heavily anticipating, but I'm not mad at it though. And I think that it would accomplish that, Kenny Slim. I think that him going, I don't think David Adelaide is no short work. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would go the distance. I don't know if it'll go the distance, but it'll go into deeper rounds. So I agree. Do they have a game plan? Can he box and break guys down? Yeah, all these are fair questions. And I don't know. That's why I say I'm not sold on Moses Atama yet. I do think he's good, but I'm not sold because I don't know those answers. Like you said, he goes and hits a person one time in their head top, and that's it. He hits them one time in their head top, and they drop. That's it. You feel me? So yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm with you on that, Kenny son. Oh, Booger in the building, man, my brother. He said, is it Ray Vargas coming? Yeah, Ray Vargas supposed to be coming back, man. I need to see some movement. 126. Hey, 126, I need to see some shake. You know what I'm saying? I need to see something shaking like booty meat. I need to see something shake at 126 like booty meat. You know what I'm saying? The featherweight got to start shaking their tail feathers. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
No, did he?
Yeah, we gonna pause that. But you get what I'm saying? I don't see nothing shaking there, man. We got Stephen Fulton going up to 130. That's dope. To challenge for Shaquille Foster's version of the WBC belt at 130. We got freaking Rafael Espinosa El Divino, who I personally believe is the best at featherweight. He's fighting Arnold Kagai. Like, Arnold Kagai, no disrespect to you, but you say Arnold Kagai and people go respond like, where's that? Oh, there you go.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? No damn well who I am.
Who the is that? They don't know who that is. You feel me? So, you know, I'm gonna need to see some movement, man. You know, Rafael Espinosa, he could have fought Bruce Shushu Carrington. Maybe it's, I don't know what the problem is. They both on top rank, so that seems like an easy fight to facilitate. I don't know. Maybe there's some other issues going on. Maybe somebody ducking. I don't know. You know, but he could fight Elijah Pierce. You know what I'm talking about? He could fight Asim, what's his name? Asim Raheem or Raheem. You know what I'm talking about? You know, there's so many people. No disrespect. You know, I always mess up his name though. But yeah, man. So we need to see some movement, man. Angelo Leo, I need to see something shake with the IBF belt at 126. You know what I'm saying? Angelo Leo, I need something. I need show me something. You know, he did just fight his mandatory though, Kamada. He did just fight Tomoki Kamada, so shout out to him. You know, and we have like I said, Fulton. He's about to fight at 130. Shout out to him. But I mean, I'm gonna need the WBA title holder Nick the Wrecking Ball. Yeah, I need him to do something. I need Espinosa to shake something, man. Arnold Kagai's not gonna cut it. But it should be a good fight though while it lasts. Shout out to my brother George, the last Patriot, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He said, once guys at 154 move up, Janibek can really eat. Ooh. I don't know, man. So you're of the position that Janibek is nobody to fight. I mean, that's fair. I think somebody said that earlier about 160. It's not a deep division. However, like I said, my only point in bringing that up was that 147 wasn't a deep division. That didn't stop us from tearing down Jerome Boots Ennis. Not us, as in me and you, but what I'm saying is, like, if there's no way that Jerome Boots Ennis isn't proven and Janibek is, either they're both unproven, or Boots is proven and Janibek's not, or that's it. But it can't be that Boots is unproven and Janibek is proven. They're both in bad divisions, and they both unified champions. But Boots was also a Ring Magazine champion. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I do agree that 160 is a little barren and a little, you know, is lacking depth, but welterweight also, you see, and even, yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, Janibek, you think he beats everybody at 154? Probably. Like I said, I like Janibek, man. I'm just not convinced that he's a oogie boogie man. Elijah Pierce is a light pack. He still beat Shushu. Hey. But yeah, chat. I want to if anybody wants to call in, the phone lines are open. But I do want to bring this up though, chat, because I know y'all want to talk some trash about your boy. It is okay. Y'all can talk trash about your boy, but I made a video about this and we're gonna talk about it right now. What y'all think about this, man? I know my notifications, quote unquote, don't go out, so people don't be seeing my videos and stuff like that, man. Go smack them likes on the videos, you feel me? But I want y'all to see this though. Oh Lord. Oh, that's pretty dope. What the? Hey. Okay, hold on now. My bad, chat. I'm trying to bring up the ting. What the? There we go. Okay, I got it. So this is the top 10 rankings. This is Doc's top 10 rankings for the 168-pound division. What y'all think about this, man? So we're going to go from top to bottom. I don't usually go from bottom to top. We're going to go from top to bottom. Number 1, obvious. We got Terence Bud Crawford. Number 2, I got my boy Saul Canelo Alvarez. We got the American Terence Bud Crawford. Number 2, we got the Mexican Cinnamon. Number 3, we got the Canadian Christian and Billy by way of, I believe he's from, I don't want to get the line, but I think he's Cameroonian. Somebody fact check me on that. I believe Christian and Billy's Canadian by way of Cameroon. And Billy too high? Cap. We got number 4, Lester Martinez. Number 5, William School. We got number 4, my bad, the Guatemalan, Lester Martinez. Number 5, we have the Cuban, William School. Ozzy Iglesias coming in at number 6, another Cuban. Number 7, we have the Englishman by way of Pakistan, I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But the Englishman, Hamza Shiraz. Or is he from Saudi Arabia? I think Pakistan. I don't know. American's Pakistani. I think Hamza Shiraz might be Saudi. I don't know. Englishman. Shout out to him. No disrespect. We got number 8. We got the American Diego Pacheco. Number 9, we got y'all don't even let me finish, guys. They actually Plant, Tay, Skull too high, Panero, Charlo need to get out of there, champ. Tay and Billy, guys, leave, bro. Can I finish, bro? Guys, boy, your player can't even play, guys. Dang, aircraft, bro. You see how they on my head top, bro? They on, I ain't even say nothing yet. Can I explain my list? Damn. We got Diego Pacheco, the Americans at Pakistan. Thank you, Pat. Cameroon. He is Cameroonian. Okay, thank you, aircraft. We got Jamal, the American Jamal Charlo. We got 2 Americans back to back. Diego Pacheco, number 8. Jamal Charlo, number 9. And number 10, we have Armando Resendez. Where's Armando from? He's American, right? Mexican American, but I think he's American. I don't think he's was born in Mexico. I'm talking about nationality, not heritage. So nationality I'm talking about, but he might be Mexican, I'm not sure. Or he might be American, I'm not sure. Jaime Munguia. We have the almost category. We got Jaime Munguia, the Mexican fighter, Caleb Plant, the American fighter. We got Callum Simpson, excuse me, English fighter. We have Kevin Laley Sajo, the French fighter. I believe he's Cameroonian as well. It might be Congolese. Not sure. And we have American, Puerto Rican American, Edgar Berlanga. They holding you accountable. Guys, dang, bro. Guys, dang. But yeah, I'm about to open up the calls. I'm scared to open up the calls now. Sheesh. Guys, see, they about to be on my head top, bro. So I'm gonna explain. Okay, so we got 1 through 10. That's explainable, self-explanatory. But these are they almost made the cut. Jaime Munguia, he lost to Bruno Soares, spoiled his homecoming in his home country of Mexico, in Tijuana, hometown of Tijuana, home country of Mexico. It was spoiled by Bruno Soares, but he avenged that loss. You know what I'm saying? But then when he avenged it, he had a cloud of suspicion and he has some PEDs, dirty allegations. You know, he tested positive, but then he's been exonerated as of late. But he still looks a little shaky. And I still can't forget that he lost that by devastating knockout. And then, of course, he lost to Cinnamon. No shame in losing to Cinnamon. But, you know, you have those 2 losses on there. He was already looking a little questionable with his bounce back victory against Eric Bazinian. So he didn't quite make the cut. Then my guy, Caleb Plant, you know, Caleb Sweethands Plant is one of my favorite fighters. Those of you that rock with the channel, you know that. Jaime Munguia is one of my favorite fighters, too, to watch. He's very entertaining. He blocks with his face. So I love watching him. He's always going to be exciting for better, for worse. And then Caleb Sweethands Plant, one of my favorite fighters, man. He had one of the best celebrations when he did the grave digger on Anthony Durrell, Andre's brother. But, you know, he had the upset of the year. To me, the upset of the year still belongs to Resendez, because not only did he beat Caleb Plant, but he also spoiled on the same card a potential fight between, a long overdue fight between Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant. So that's why he didn't quite make the cut, but he could bounce back. I think he will. Then we have Callum Simpson. I don't really need to say much. Holla at me when Callum Simpson fights outside of the UK. All his fights have been in the UK. I don't know who the freak he's fighting. You see what I'm saying? Kevin Lily Sajo. I never hear anyone talk about Lily Sajo but me. Shout out to, come on now, Shawa. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? That's why me and you be here, sis. You feel me? So shout out to him. He hasn't really fought anybody notable, you know, but he's a big puncher, man, undefeated. And I think that he has fought in various places, though. He doesn't just fight in France. He's fought abroad. But yeah, so I just can't put him above 10 though. And Edgar Berlanga, that's my guy. He be using certain words a little bit too much in my personal opinion, but I don't think you know what I'm saying? I still like him. He's a good dude. He seems like a good dude, fun dude, a funny dude. And but he just can't make the top 10, man. He got obliterated by Hamza Shiraz. Hamza Shiraz smoked him. And then of course he lost to Cinnamon and had a motorcade celebration after he lost, and I can't rock with that. But shout out to my brother Berlanga, man. But those are the guys that almost made it. They didn't quite make it. Top 10. I think my top 10 is pretty solid, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You're gonna have a hard time trying to convince me otherwise, man. I know my brother Pat said get Jamal Charlo up out of there. Some people saying that and Billy's too high. Some people saying that Diego Pacheco's too low. I'm not going, man. I'm sorry, Diego Pacheco, man. Diego Pacheco, who he didn't fight Christian and Billy, bro. Christian and Billy, you say whatever you want, but I thought Christian and Billy and Lester Martinez, the court jester, I thought that was a great fight, and I thought it was a perfect draw. But if I was gonna lean towards anybody, you could lean towards Lester, you could lean towards Billy. Me personally, I would have leaned towards Billy. You see what I'm saying? But I thought the draw was perfect, and at least they fought each other. I can't put nobody above them besides Canelo and Bud, because they fought each other, bro. Like nobody, I don't think anybody wants to fight in Billy and Lester. And we know Pacheco, I'm not saying Pacheco was ducking and Billy, but we know that there was rumors, not rumors. It was documented that they were in talks to fight twice, Diego Pacheco and Christian and Billy. And according to the reports, Diego Pacheco walked away. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying he was ducking, but he walked away and fought Trevor McCumbee, a guy that Caleb Plant beat, which is good. But who did Christian and Billy fight? He turned around and fought Lester Martinez. There's levels, bro. There's levels, bro. I got to factor that in, bro. I got to factor that in. Diego Pacheco, and he didn't turn down Christian and Billy and fight Osley Iglesias. He didn't turn down Christian and Billy and fight William Skoll. He didn't turn down Christian and Billy and fight Jamal Charlo. He fought Trevor McCumbee. Christian and Billy, when he didn't get the Pacheco fight, he fought Lester Martinez. There's levels, bro. There's levels, bro. There's levels, bro. But yeah, we're gonna open up the what to call the Discord. Anybody want to pull up? Oh, nobody wants no smoke. Okay, my bad. I thought people want to smoke, man. Those of you that are unfamiliar with the Discord, I'm gonna drop the Discord link. I'm gonna drop the Discord link. Give me a second. And hold on, I see something about Lamana. Hold on, y'all chill on my boy Cornflake, man. Chill on Cornflake, bro. Chill on Cornflake, man. I like Cornflake, man. Thomas Cornflake Lamana. Hold on, man. Hold on. Hey, that's fair though. That's a fair gripe. That's a fair gripe. But I'm gonna need y'all to call in because I'm gonna need to hear something. I'm gonna need y'all to talk to me on this one. That's a fair gripe though. That's a fair gripe. I will say this. He said Cornflake Lobato win warrants a top 10 spot. That's fair. But I will say this though. I will say this about Jamal Charlo. This is what I factored in. I factored in that Jamal Charlo, he did what he was supposed to do. We all know that the fight was supposed to be, what's his name? Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo. You know, I can't blame Jamal Charlo for beating Thomas Cornflake Lamont and Caleb Plant let it slip through his fingers. That's on Caleb Plant. So Jamal Charlo was going to fight Caleb Plant. That would have been a big fight. Now, I agree with you that that's not a great win, but who beat him? Nobody beat Jamal Charlo yet. Jose Benavidez Jr., he looked way over. He looked like he was in a whole nother weight class. So I get that. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that Callum Simpson, I can't name nobody he fought. Jaime Munguia, Bruno Saras. That's all I got to say about that. Caleb Plant, Armando Resendez. Lily Sajo, who did he fight? Berlanga, he got folded up. So I have to rate Jamal Charlo higher than him. And he's a former. I have to rate him higher than him. Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty solid, bro. I think it's pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie. I think I did my thing with this one, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I did my thing with this one, man. So what you say? So who should I replace? I mean, and it doesn't have to be somebody on here. It could be somebody else too. Somebody I didn't put in here. Tell me somebody else too. It doesn't have to be. You're not limited to these 15 guys I have here. 15? Yeah, 15. Tell me somebody else too. I love to hear people's opinions. I love it. Maul would do man. Maul would, come on now. No disrespect to Resendez, I would lean towards Maul. But hey, Resendez, he's a workhorse, right? He outworked Caleb Plant, and that's why I love boxing, because I don't think anybody would argue that Resendez is more skilled than Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant might be one of the most skilled boxers in the 168-pound division, but Resendez, he outworked him, and you could win by outworking people sometimes. Maul would do Resendez. I agree. He said we complaining about a cornflake win like Caleb ain't get his sweet hand. Come on now, Ty. Get his sweet hand smoked on. Talk to him, Ty. Heaven sent in the building. What's good, my brother? I would love to see Skull on PBC. Hey, bro. Hey, I'm surprised no one complained about Skull. That's the one I thought people were gonna complain about. I thought people were gonna be like, oh, he lost to Canelo. Well, he beat Vladimir Shishkin before Ozzy Iglesias. I thought people were gonna complain about Skull. I could imagine Shaba would tell me to put Iglesias a little higher. I don't know. I'm speaking for people. I thought people were gonna complain about Skull being a little too high. I anticipated getting some pushback on Pacheco, because I was a little shaky about this one. I thought about putting Pacheco above. I thought about switching Pacheco and Iglesias, but Iglesias just beat Shishkin, and Iglesias stopped him. And granted, Skull beat him first, but Skull and Shishkin were both in the that was for an IBF title shot. That was for a vacant IBF title between Skull and Shishkin. So Diego Pacheco, who he fought, that was in the title fight. His win against Steven So Cold Nelson was good. His win against Sean McCowan, an undefeated fighter from Colorado, that was good. His win against Masid Sulecki was good, but then Billy tuned up Sulecki in one round with that vicious uppercut. And then he fought Trevor McCumbee, a guy that was undefeated when Caleb Plant beat him. And then, he looked good, but he didn't like he took too much. He didn't really dominate that fight. Not saying, I think Trevor McCumbee's good, but I thought Diego Pacheco would have dominated a little bit more. So I don't know, man. I like it, bro. Talk to me, though. Talk to me. You're not high on Oz. Oh, I thought you. Wait, okay, I'm confused. I thought you were high on Osley's. Okay, my bad. I apologize. I confused it then. I must confuse you with. Nah. I don't know what I confused then. You're right, because now when we watch the fights, I do remember you saying. I don't know why. I just had a I was just confused. I confused myself. You're right. I do remember you saying that you're not high on him. Yeah, you're right. Skull may fight on Pro Box. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Who Charlo fought at 168? You're right. He just got there. But look, what I'm saying is though, Pat. Once again, the phone lines are open. I'm not saying Charlo did anything, but he didn't do nothing wrong neither. He had a sabbatical where he was out for a while. Okay, so that's cool. You don't like Jamal Charlo up there. Tell me where he should go. And tell me who I should put above him at 168. Who? Tell me, he's at number 9. Bro, y'all talk about Charlo like I got him, and you would think I have Charlo at like number 2 or something. I got him at number 9. I only have him above Resendez. Oh my goodness. Let me get busy so I can hop on. All right, bet. Yeah, I remember you streamed the Shishkin fight. Yeah, I was tripping. Yeah, I remember that. Now that you say that, I don't know what I was confusing you with. Callum and Charlo, get out of here. Pat, get out of here. Ain't no way you just said Callum Simpson. Callum Simpson never been a champion though, Pat. He might be the same at 168 because Jamal Charlo doesn't have that many fights at 168. You see what I'm saying? Which is the same with Resendez. That's why I got Resendez at number 10. He beat Caleb Plant, but he doesn't have that many. He has some fights at the beginning and in the middle of his career, but he kind of fluctuates. He goes up and down. But Jamal Charlo, I could argue that if Jamal Charlo and Diego Pacheco, or Jamal Charlo and Hamza Shiraz, or Jamal Charlo or Ozzy Iglesias, or Jamal Charlo William Skull, if I said that they're fighting tomorrow, I guarantee you Jamal Charlo would be the favorite. Maybe not by everybody, but I think the majority would have Jamal Charlo winning. So Jamal Charlo is a champion that's proven. He may not be proven at 168 specifically. I agree with that. But tell me what you looking like, bro. Tell me what your top 10 looking like, man. Resendez rated correctly. Thank you, Aircraft. Thank you, Aircraft. I think a lot of people don't want to fight School though. I ain't gonna lie. I think School's a tough fight. Pacheco is established in 160. Man, stop it, man. He's above Charlo. I have Charlo. I have Pacheco above Charlo, bro. What you talking about? You make it seem like I have Charlo above Pacheco. You good, bro? Your eyes playing tricks on you, brother. Shout out to my brother Pat, man. My guy. What's good, brethren?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear now. My brother, what's good, man?
You know I have to challenge you, brother. You know I have to challenge you.
Hey, I love it, bro. I love it, man. Tell me your rank. Oh, go ahead. Tell me, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I have to be honest. The 168 is tough as hell because it was just we're just talking about Canelo 168. So that's difficult.
Oh, I lost you, bro. We lost you. I don't know if you're still there. Oh, we lost my brother, man. Let me see if he's still there. We lost him. Gosh dang. Yeah, I hear you now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're loud and clear.
Okay, Crawford number 1, no doubt.
Okay.
Canelo number 2, no doubt.
Hey.
Beatty number 3. Why number 3 though? Like, I don't get it.
Why not?
So, okay. So why you put Mbili number 3 and you put what's his name Lester number 4 then?
Why? Because I thought this is what I went with. I thought that shout out to Lester for beating Joshua James. That was a good win on Pro Box. But Mbili, I think with Masih Sulecki, that veteran, the way he did him in one round, the way that now don't get me wrong, Jerivenko was not a good win. It wasn't like it was a spectacular performance, but the fact that SD has been in there with Triple G, he's been in, you know what I'm saying? He's a veteran. He's been around. We know him. That's a high caliber fighter relative to who Lester or Diego Pacheco fought. So that's why I put in Billy at number 3. And then not to mention the draw. For me personally, I thought the draw was perfect, but when I scored it in favor of Mbili. Well, it was a 10-rounder, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think I scored a 6-4 for Mbili. But I was cool with the draw. I'm not mad at the draw. I thought that was perfect. But if I had to pick a winner of that fight, I would have went Mbili. So that was my thought process of putting in Mbili at number 3. And Lester at number 4.
That's debatable. Now, Charlo.
Hey, Pat heard all that and said, I'm not going.
I don't want Charlo there. Charlo is still drinking, bro. Charlo is still like on his Hennessy somewhere. So
that's crazy. He put him on the cup.
I don't want him established at 168.
Okay.
Lamana, who was we know Lamana.
That's true. That's fair.
I mean, listen, no disrespect to Lamana, but we know Lamana is like a journey, man.
That's a fact. Remember what Laura? I think it was Laura got him out of there like 1 round or 2 rounds or something. Laura got him out of there early.
Yeah, Lamana, that was like a straight knockout from Laura. Yeah.
Yep.
It was not on his level at all.
Yep, I agree with that.
That's what it is. I would put Resendez definitely in front of Charlo because Caleb Plant is quite a good win, even though it's not the Plant that we think. I think there was something about Plant, but that win against Plant is definitely putting it above Charlo, like no doubt to me. Pacheco is a difficult one though, Pacheco, like, it hurts. Pacheco is just hurt me to see him in the last lane, bro. Like, Pacheco, we're talking about. Like, I know he ain't beating no champion, but like, Pacheco is established. Like, how can you have Hamza Shiraz in front of Pacheco? I don't know why. Because it means that for you, Berlanga was like a top dude.
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, let me know when you're done, and then I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So Diego Pacheco, yes, I agree that Diego Pacheco is more established at 168, and I'm so glad that you brought up Berlanga. It wasn't just Berlanga where Hamza Shiraz did it. It's the way that he did it, and the fact that Berlanga has been in there with Cinnamon. Diego Pacheco doesn't really have anybody that's we could say. I mean, Trevor McCumbee been in there with Caleb Plant, and he lost just like Edgar Berlanga lost to Canelo. And then Diego Pacheco has who else? Steven So Cold Nelson to me is his best win, and that was a good win. Don't get me wrong, that's a good win. But the way that Hamza Shiraz came onto the scene at 168, with Edgar, the way he destroyed Edgar Berlanga 5 rounds, I don't think Diego Pacheco would do that to Edgar Berlanga. And maybe it's me being a little petty too, like not petty. I wouldn't say petty, but I was just disappointed on who he fought instead of fighting in Billy. And then how he looked, he didn't look good against McCumbee now. He looked good enough to win, don't get me wrong.
I hear what you say about Pacheco, but the problem that I have with Pacheco is like, if I have like, let's say I'm putting Hamza Shiraz against Pacheco,
I got Hamza.
I cannot have like straight up like Shiraz as a favorite.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. I can even have like Skull as a favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like,
against
I know
Pacheco?
He's got a style that, like, it might not be like sexy and stuff, but to beat him, you have to be really, really good. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I don't know if
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. What you said was with Shiraz and Pacheco, I think that's 50-50. I think Skull. I'll put my money on Skull over Pacheco. Stylistically, I would have Skull over Pacheco. If they fought like today, absolutely, I'll have Skull over Pacheco. Absolutely. Hamza Shiraz and Pacheco, I think that's a very good matchup. Both of them being rangy, both of them being tall.
What's Skull though? Like, I mean, Skull is a decent fighter, like, no doubt, but like, it's not like he's I don't see him as a dangerous fighter. I see Pacheco as a dangerous fighter than Skull.
See, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Skull got I think Canelo got Skull messed up, man. I think that Skull fought like that because I think he kind of psyched himself out a little bit. But I also think that he did that because he knew he could do that against Canelo. I feel like, to me, what I took out of that is the fact that Skull could develop a game plan. And I think he'll have a mean game plan for Pacheco. I think I have
to give you credit.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I have to give you credit on that. Is Osli Iglesias. A lot of people have been sleeping on him. So
I appreciate it, bro.
This one I'll give you a lot of credit.
I appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. That means a lot, man. I appreciate it, bro.
This one, a lot of people they don't know this guy, but this guy is banging, bro. Like,
yes, sir.
Obviously you can see he's got still like some some tightening to do, but this is the type of fighter we can say he's a dangerous fighter.
Osley's right.
Osley. Yeah, that's a very good. That's a very good.
Appreciate it, bro.
And
then Osley, right? Osley's his last fight was against who? Pat Shishkin, right?
Yeah,
and he stopped him.
And that's a super win. This one.
Right. Okay, that's a super win. But remember, Skull beat him too.
That's a super win for me.
Remember, Skull beat him too now.
Yeah, but not like the fashion that Osley did though. It's different.
I agree, but Skull beat him first, and you know that always gets you a little bit more love when you beat the undefeated fighter. That gets you a little bit more love, man. A little bit more sauce.
I might your list because your list is difficult. I mean, the 168 is difficult to do, but
thank you, bro.
Yeah, Charlo, bro. Like, Charlo has to go.
All right, so who? Okay, so Charlo's off. What should we do? Yeah. Okay, so tell me your list.
Charlo, he's been jabbing. He's been jabbing Lamana. Very good jab. Like, he's been jabbing. But let's pump the brake on Charlo at the minute.
All right, so tell me your list, bro. Tell me your list.
Okay, so
If you
Crawford
can, if
number
you
one.
can.
Yeah, it's okay. So Crawford number one. Yeah. What's his name? Canelo number two.
Okay.
Yeah. I got that's where I'm different.
Okay.
I have Skull number three.
Okay. I'm not
And
mad at that.
I have
Wait, you said Skull?
Pacheco
You said
number
Skull number
four.
3?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like Skull. How you put him?
No. But listen, no. I like Skull.
Oh, okay.
I just said. No. The reason why I put number 3 is because of the Canelo fight. So he
Okay.
fought Canelo.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Right.
But I could have
So
sworn you
I
just
got-
told me Skull shouldn't even. I thought you said I had him too high, and now you had him higher than me.
No. I was just saying like if you were comparing Skull
And Pacheco. Right.
Yeah. No, but listen. No, but that's good. But
Okay.
Pacheco, I have number 4 Pacheco though.
Okay.
And the reason why I have Skull just above is because of the Canelo fight.
Okay.
That's what makes the difference for me.
Okay.
Okay, so I have like three.
I got you.
Skull.
1 is Bud, 2 Cinnamon, 3 Skull, 4 Pacheco.
Yeah, and then I have Billy and Lester are the same. For me, they are the same.
So they tied with 5 and 6.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
And then I have Iglesias.
Okay.
So that's what, 7.
Yep.
7. Then I have what's his name, Shiraz.
Okay.
That's 8.
Yep.
Then I have Resendis.
Yeah, number 9.
That's 9.
Yep.
And then I'm split between what's his name?
You better not. You better not.
Huh?
You better not. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you. Better not though. Go ahead though.
Oh, no, I'm not taking Callum. No.
Oh, I'm about to say. I was about to say you better not put
No.
Callum Simpson at number 10.
No. No. Then after that, I have Suras or what's his name? The other guy.
Shiraz, Shiraz at 8.
No, Suras. The
Oh,
French guy.
Saras. Oh, Bruno Saras. My bad.
Yeah, between Suras and the Mexican guy.
Munguia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have those. I'm between those two basically.
All right, bet. So I got your list right here. It's in the chat. So Pat's list is number 1, Bud. Number 2, Cinnamon. We're square there. Number 3, he has Skull, where I have Skull at number 5. Number 4, he has Pacheco. I have Pacheco as number 8. Number 5 or 6 are interchangeable. He has Billy and Martinez, so we're pretty much square there because I have them beside each other as well, but I have them 3 and 4 instead of 5 and 6. Number 7, he has Iglesias. We actually have them pretty close. I have 6 Iglesias. 8, he has Shiraz. Pretty close there too. I have 7 Shiraz. 9 was Resendez. Pretty close there. I have Resendez number 10. And he has, for number 10 is Saras or Munguia. He's not sure. I'm not mad at that because Bruno Saras I was going to put in here, but he was one of the ones I had to cut off. But that's the one I struggled with.
Obviously, the list 168. They're all tight. Basically,
Yeah.
It's like the only one you can say is number 1 and number 2. We can be straight on that. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Then when you start to go into 3, 4, 5, 6, that's tight because the problem there's not so many movement in 168.
Right. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been locked in by Canelo.
That's a fact. I like your list though.
The reason why I have Shiraz not above Iglesias is that Shiraz had only 1 fight 168, and also I have to give it to him he didn't shine against the Bronco. What's his name?
Adames. Yep. Carlos Adames.
Adames.
Yeah.
And I still have that in my mind.
Right, and that's why, bro. If it was for that Adames fight, I might have had Shiraz at number 4. And I don't know about number 4, but I might have had him higher. I'm wild at number 4, but I might have had a little higher though. I did factor that in though.
Yeah, you need a few fights at 168 to be established. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So he did a really good entrance in 168 by knocking out Berlanga. But we still have to see because a lot of people was Still, a lot of people were saying that Berlanga was not the man.
I agree.
At the same time,
I agree.
Berlanga was still established at 168, so that's
Come
why
on
it's a
now.
really good win.
Now look with Berlanga too, right? If Berlanga was fighting Munguia, who you have? That's
Berlanga
tough.
Mangi.
That's tough.
That's a tough one. Yeah,
Come
it
on
is
now.
a tough one.
Okay,
But the
so
problem you see-
then let me give you another one. Let me give you
the
another one.
problem you see
Berlanga and
the-
Callum Simpson. That's tough.
No, I have Berlanga. I have Berlanga.
You got Berlanga. Okay, let me give you one more and then I'm done. Berlanga right now against Caleb Plant, who we just saw. Before I would have had Caleb Plant. Post Resendez, that's a good fight, bro. To me.
I have Plant though.
I had Plant as well. You know, that's one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah,
so I had Plant
because-
as well. But I think that's a very interesting fight.
But it's interesting. Yeah, anything can happen because Berlanga. The problem with Berlanga is because he's got power, so anything can happen with him.
And we see how Trevor McCumbee was tossing everything on Caleb Plant, but it's solid. That boy Trevor McCumbee was tossing everything on that. Pause. He was tossing everything except the salad, boy.
But Plant is
That
Plant
adjustment was
is
great, though.
Yeah, Plant can adjust during the fight.
Yep.
And that's what Berlanga didn't do.
Yep.
Berlanga didn't adjust during the fight.
Yep. Heaven
Plant,
says
I don't know,
Berlanga knocks
something-
out Plant. Ooh wee.
Possibly.
Yeah.
No,
possibly.
no.
I don't think so.
I don't see
Possibly,
that.
possibly
No, I don't
though.
see that.
But yeah, I'm going with Plant.
Yeah,
Shout out to
obviously,
Just
that's what I'm
Do.
saying,
What's good, bro?
Berlanga, but-
No, you're right, Pat. No,
Yeah, just Berlanga, we never know. But
you never know, bro.
no. Plant, you think? I tell you what, Doctor. Like, I'm not a Plant fan, but something wasn't right with him against Resendez.
Yeah, you're having a baby.
I mean, yeah,
I agree with you.
I mean,
I
honestly,
agree
that
with
could
you.
be something too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not being funny. I'm
Something
being serious. Like, look at Zepeda. That's
Yeah.
when Zepeda pulled out of. I think he was supposed to fight Shakur, and then he pulled. The only reason why I was mad at Zepeda because that was his third time pulling out from Shakur. He was supposed to fight Shakur, then he fought Maxie Hughes. He was supposed to fight Shakur, then he fought Giovanni Cabrera. Then he was supposed to fight Shakur, now he has a baby. Then he's supposed to fight Shakur, then he fights Stephen Farmer. So that's the only reason why I was just tired of the excuses. But that's a good excuse, bro. Like, you worried about your kid, you worried about your wife, or your, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I say that I'm joking, like I'm laughing, but no, I definitely think that's a distraction. Anything's a distraction, whether it's good or bad. Anything that's taking your mind away from your opponent is a distraction. So no, I say it jokingly, but I'm serious.
That's what I'm saying, Shawala. That's what I mean, because he didn't adjust during the fight. So that's why I'm like, Plant is the person he's the type of fighter who can adjust during the fight.
Facts.
But during that fight, I don't know. It was just like doing the same thing. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you can tell his mind wasn't right.
I
mean,
agree.
that's my opinion.
Mine too. I'm of a similar opinion.
But you see. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. I think if a fighter is in the right mindset during the fight, he will have the ability to adjust. If he's not in the right mindset, he won't even think about adjusting. He'll get frustrated. He will try the same thing all the time, and that's the mindset right there. And that's why I give always like credit to Bud, because Bud always managed to keep his, if he's doing something wrong, he's gonna keep it like stay like focused and find a way. That's where that's where you can like that's what makes the difference between like all-time great and like a really good fighter. No matter what's going on, your mind will still be able to like
yeah, you could compartmentalize and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that.
Still be staying in the moment and like, okay, I need to be there. I need to adjust.
And
so
to piggyback off what you said, I agree, and I also want to add too. Remember, there's a familiarity there as well. I think that means something too. Remember, they're sparring partners, so I think that kind of added to.
Yeah, that could play.
Because I think on top of the mental. Whatever you want. I'm not trying to diminish Resendez. Shout out to Resendez. He did his thing. I'm not saying this to give an excuse or nothing. I'm just saying that with other factors, right? With other factors there, and then on top of Resendez, being familiar with Caleb Plant, knowing his tendencies, and Caleb Plant's game is predicated off of defense and adjusting, like we already said. I think that it was kind of in Resendez's favor as far as being able to capitalize. He did his thing. So I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that he did what he was supposed to do, and yeah, I do think that Caleb Plant kind of had some other things going on. But shout out to Resendez though.
Oh no, yeah, no. Oh, I cannot take that away from Resendez.
Right.
Not at all, bro. Like he came with a good game plan that
Right.
worked. You know, he hit the body. You know, like no, that was a really good game plan from Resendez. No, shout out to him for sure.
Facts.
Sure. But yeah, man, like I'm interested with that Suras. You know what I'm saying? That Suras, like there's something about, you know, we cannot take him away like that. That Suras is being proven to be like someone to be careful with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you know, for example, I'll tell you what, if we have Suras against Berlanga,
Hey.
I don't know, bro.
Hey, that's a good fight.
That's a good fight, isn't it? That's
yes,
like
it is. That's a very good fight.
that's quite a good fight to me, this one.
That's a
No.
very good fight.
I think what's his name? Someone wanted to look at his list. I think.
Oh,
it's
thank
Tay.
you. Who's that at?
Tay.
Oh, Tay, what you think
Tay
about?
wants to-
Where's your list at, Tay? Okay, I see it. I'm gonna check it. Let me holler. Let's be real quick. You said for the most part, DBT, most of the guys who share the ring with Canelo pretty much. Okay, so I agree with that. They lose this via decision by default. I think that we could be overvaluing it, especially because how, in my opinion, Canelo is known to coast. Like I think that Munguia went the distance not because of his own ability, no disrespect, but more so because of Canelo just was cool with. He was content. Same with Jermell Charlo. No disrespect Jermell Charlo, but I think he was content with just coasting, you know? And I think that bit him in the ass when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford. You fast forward from there. But I think that I agree with you. That, yeah, maybe we could be overvaluing going the distance. But for me, though, with Berlanga, I didn't feel like Canelo was as content as he or complacent as he usually was. I thought there was spots where Canelo was trying to bang with Berlanga and get him out of there. So that's why I give Berlanga that credit, because like Pat was saying earlier, 168 is it's kind of top heavy. So once you start digging, even going the distance with somebody like Canelo and Canelo's caliber, that kind of puts you ahead, in my opinion, than other guys who have never seen anything close or relatively close to that level of opposition. That's my thought process. But I do agree with you. Yeah, we can tend to overvalue losing by certain ways, because I definitely think Canelo won. It's not a question that he won. But I do give Berlanga some credit for I don't give him as much credit as having a freaking motorcade now, you know what I'm saying, or no victory tour or in a losing fashion, but I do give him some respect for that, because it's like Canelo, even that experience that you gain, man, it's like, yeah, I don't really knock Jaime Munguia too much for losing. I don't really knock too many people for losing to Cinnamon, but the fact that he also lost to somebody else by the way that he did, both of them, Munguia and Berlanga, but especially the way Munguia lost, because at least we kind of knew Shiraz. We ain't know Shiraz outside of France. And then let me look at Tay's list real quick. Sorry, he said my list is 1 Bud, 2 Canelo, 3 Osleys, 4 Jamal. Ooh, sheesh. Oh, Pat gonna be on your head top. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just let Pat answer you. So he said he got number 1 is Bud, number 2 Canelo, number 3 is Iglesias, number 4 Charlo, number 5 Shiraz, 6 Boo Boo. Okay, hold on now. 7 Resendez. Shout out to Boo Boo. Shout out to Boo Boo Andre. And shout out to Boo Boo. I thought about keeping him in here too, but I just thought that he's been too inactive. So I think when was the Dave Benavidez fight? Like 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. So that's why I didn't include him. But off of skill, yeah, Boo Boo Andre could be in there. Number 7 Resendez. 8 Lester. Damn. Lester down. I guess no. I shout out to you, because Resendez beating Plan is big. So I'm with you on that. That's dope. But I mean. Yeah. 9 Pacheco, 10 and Billy. Damn. 10 and Billy?
I know. that's different.
Yeah, you cold on and Billy, but and Billy number 10? Sheesh.
Even Maul number 4. What the hell?
Yeah, that's tough, Tay. I don't know about that one, man. To me, that list, no disrespect to you, I respect it. You know, shout out to you. Thank you for sharing your list, because a lot of people critique, but they don't share their list. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you for that. Yeah. But I will say that to me, your list, it kind of is more indicative of who you like than who is shaking something. To me, that might be who you like.
Because to be honest, I like Boo Boo. I think Boo Boo's giving a lot of trouble to all of them.
Facts.
But it's not 2 years without 2 years without fighting, bro. Like we can't can't do that. You know.
Facts. People out
But
say,
yeah,
did you laugh?
Skills wise,
Uh-huh.
definitely he's definitely
Oh,
top
yeah.
10 skills wise.
Right, yeah. He said, "Did you laugh with Berlanga banging on his chest while half asleep?" I didn't laugh, man, because like I said, I like Berlanga, man. Like I said, I'm not I always like I like Berlanga. I will joke with him and stuff like that, but I ain't like seeing him get I mean, I thought he deserved it. Don't get me wrong. I thought he deserved it. I was happy for Shiraz. I ain't feel bad for him, but I ain't laugh. Like, so I was like, damn, my boy I felt bad a little bit. I was like, damn, that boy bro, Shiraz messed him up. Shiraz was probably like, that was probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, that might be, the way that it happened, that might be like up there with Zoo and Bakhram, man. Like, just like, I'm talking about like not expecting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if you had Shiraz winning, you ain't have Shiraz winning in gosh dang 5 rounds. A 5-round demolition.
No, the thing about Shiraz, right? You see, like, the reason I have to give him his credit, right, is because, including me, we were all saying like he's a Turkish boy. Okay,
Facts.
So we were like, Erlanga has to win by knockout because otherwise we're gonna give Shiraz he's gonna win by point.
Yep.
But the way he knocked him out,
oh my goodness!
He's like everybody. After that, everybody could. No one talking about Shiraz being like Turkish boy anymore.
You got to put some respect on his name, man.
Like, nice.
You got to put some respect on it, man.
This. So that's the thing, bro.
And then
Berlanga, I don't know, like,
bro, Pat, and then Berlanga, and like I said, this always looks bad if you can't prove it, bro. When he came out and he said that he thought his raps were loaded, that's how you know you kicked his ass. If somebody you whoop somebody so bad they think you cheated, it don't matter if it's video games, it don't matter what it could be boxing, it don't matter what it is. If you whoop somebody so bad they think that you cheated, you know you kicked it. Like I said, unless you prove it. I'm not saying he didn't. I don't think he did. I'm not really big on conspiracy theories. I feel like it takes away the credit. So I don't want to take away Hamza Shiraz's credit. So I don't think he cheated. But if you're gonna say that, you better prove it, because that you just look worse. He whooped you so bad you.
Oh yeah, that's like, it's the thing about Berlanga is the way he talk as well. Like,
you feel me?
You can't talk like that and not, bro. Like,
right,
bro. Like, he was like throwing money at what's his name?
Yep.
At
Oscar.
Oh, Oscar and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell?
And then he pulled out the Air AK. He pulled out the pistols.
Yeah. That was never.
He pulled out the Uzi, the AR, the pistols. He pulled out all types of artillery. Ain't bring not one piece of artillery in the ring with him and got smoked on. Yeah, man.
No, that's Berlanga. He honestly, like, you can lose a fight, even knocked out and stuff like that. But the way you talk before that, that makes him like.
Yep.
Bro, I don't know.
He talked just like Tim Tszyu was talking. I'm on different levels. There's different levels. I've been in there with Canelo. Same way Tim Tszyu was talking. Hey, Bakhram, he's all right, but man, I'm a world class level, man. He's not on my level. And same way they was talking, bro. Both cleaned up.
No, but like, another thing about Berlanga, the reason why I lost some respect is because as a fighter, you cannot be proud of losing a fight, no matter who it is against.
Facts.
You can't say that I went 12 rounds with Canelo. Like, bro, that's not like, obviously as me, like, I'm not a fighter, so like, I know it's a good thing, like, it's a really good thing. But as a fighter spirit, you can't say that. Like, you can't say, I managed to, like, I lost, but like, by distance, like with Canelo, man, like, I'm the shit because I lost against Canelo.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I agree. You got to be right. And even Canelo, like Canelo lost against Floyd, he wasn't celebrating. He wasn't happy about it. He was crying. He was mad. That motivated him. So yeah, you could tell like it's different types of motivation. Like Berlanga didn't seem to me. And I don't know if you would agree with this, but I feel like Berlanga felt like he arrived because he went the distance with Canelo. Yeah, like you shouldn't feel like he felt accomplished. Like you shouldn't feel accomplished. It's okay to feel proud that you went the distance and and you held your own. That's cool. But to me, he felt like he was bragging about the loss. Like, man, I've been in there with Canelo. Can nobody else beat me? What you mean you've been in there with Canelo? Like, yeah, that's great. But
when you think about it, Doctor, how many guys went to the distance with Canelo before him?
Come on now. Facts. A lot of people,
Like,
right?
how many-
Munguia just went
how
the
many
distance.
fight, like,
Charlo, a smaller Charlo, just went the distance.
all of them. Like,
Everybody,
like,
yeah,
like
since
Canelo
Caleb
had
Plant,
a
right?
matchup for, like, yeah,
You're right.
exactly.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
So like you don't hear these guys say that, yeah, I went this thing with Canelo. He
That's
was saying
true.
that. I'm like, no, come on.
Yeah, because John Ryder,
yeah,
John
like-
Ryder went. Shout out to John Gorilla Ryder. He went the
John
distance
Ryder,
too. Damn.
Munguia, all these guys, like.
Facts. You're right.
But yeah, that 168 list is tough though. But I ain't mad at you for your list. Just
I
get
appreciate
Charlo
it, bro.
out,
Appreciate it, bro. Nah, I like it though. I like keeps me on my toes, man. I like the discussions. Gotta have them. Gotta have them, man.
No, I think yo, listen.
Well, I said,
I
get
don't think,
Charlo
like,
up out of
many
there.
guys- I don't think many guys will have the balls to do the 168 list. Like they're all saying this,
appreciate it,
but
bro.
a lot of people they wouldn't come with the list.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man, I made a when I made the video, I was like, oh yeah, people go. I figured I'm actually surprised that people didn't. I thought I was gonna get a lot of heat for Pacheco. I anticipated that. And I thought I was gonna get some heat for Canelo,
Skull.
to be honest. Not even Skull. I thought it was good. I thought some people would be like, oh man, Canelo not good.
Oh no, like no.
Skull too. Though.
No.
Skull too, though.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, like people don't understand that understand boxing. They know that Crawford is just special as well. You know, like
Come on now.
You know, like how many people can adjust against Canelo? Like how many?
Come on now.
Like all of them that in that top 10, like who can like adjust like that against Canelo? Plus, I mean, Crawford didn't have to adjust because the game plan was perfect.
That's a
But
good
still,
point.
like to hang, to make sure you stay on sharp during the whole 12 round, to like giving so many different look. Man, come on, like Crawford's game plan was like Crawford's game plan and his skills and everything is like it's out of this world, man.
I agree. And that's the thing. I try not to knock. Like I mean, of course, a fashion how you lose it matters. It's influential, but I try not to factor that in too much. Is like if you're losing to another all-time great, bro. Like, bro, how can I hold that against you too much? Like, of course, you know, it don't put you on their level, but man, they still levels, bro. Like that's Terence Crawford. They ain't no scrub, bro. You what 42-0 across multiple divisions. It ain't like he just lost to somebody who's only in one division or somebody who has lost before, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's I think that's
listen. Put it like this, Doctor. If what's his name, Earl would have fought what's his name, Canelo before Crawford, I would still have it as a like tough fight for Canelo.
Me too.
But now you have like Crawford, what he did to Earl.
Come on now,
right? And then what he's doing to Canelo. That just show it. Like
facts.
What can you say? Like
facts. Berlanga arrived to the hospital after Shiraz put the balls on him. And then Berlanga couldn't wait bully Shiraz, knowing that 168 could impose a physicality over him. That's a good point. I just think in Billy, the way that in Billy's like a bulldozer, man. He shout out to Lester. That's what I was like, man. Shout out to Lester, man. He was he was getting pushed around a little bit, but Lester had his punching ability, man. Lester's sharp too, bro. I don't know Tech, because I don't know Berlanga. I think what Lester did, and shout out to Christian Billy, goes to his freaking cranium and skull and stuff like that too. Like he could take some punches, but I don't think Lester could throw sharp. I mean, I don't think Berlanga could throw sharp punches with Billy coming at him like Lester did. No, I would have Billy overwhelming Berlanga, but you could be right though, bro. I think Lester Martinez, man, he showed a lot too. He got good timing, good composure. And Christian and Billy, he already showed us. We already knew that man motor is crazy, bro. He don't stop. You're gonna have to put him to sleep. He said, Doc, who has the highest IQ from 130 to 140? Andy or Shakur? Ooh, that's a good one. 130 to I'd probably go with Shakur, because yeah, I'd probably go with Shakur. Andy's definitely up there too. I would have to think about everybody from 130. I think Shaquille Foster is a pretty sharp guy as well. Lamont Roach is pretty sharp in there.
Bolton's got a very good IQ.
Yeah, but I still count him as 126 until he fights 130. He said from 130 to 140.
Okay.
I think Tank has it, but I would say Shakur. I would go with Shakur as well.
Yeah. You have Lamont as well. Lamont has got a good IQ too.
Yeah, Lamont. Yeah,
and
exactly. Roach.
Obviously Tank.
Tank. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Obviously, let's not forget about Tank. I know, like obviously, you know, as I said, Tank is not what he's doing, the way he's moving. I really don't like it. But I mean, come on, man.
Right.
It's a hit.
Right. I'm with you.
Like if we put like Tank, like them 5 we can put with Tank, like there's not many of them that we're gonna have him as a, you know, as an underdog.
Underdog,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
He said, "I got it." My bad, Tech. My fault. I meant to elaborate on that. I know you have Billy over Berlanga. My fault. I didn't go to Shiraz. So I think I'm not sure that with, like you said, that and Billy going in to infiltrate his range. I think that in Billy, Shiraz might not be able to keep him out and keep him off of him, is what I'm saying. So yeah, my fault. I didn't finish my thought. My bad. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Let me check my dog real quick.
Tech, you're right about Shiraz against Mbili. It's a really good fight. But to be honest, like Shiraz can like box pretty well, but the changes of level that Mbili does, that will give problem to Shiraz to me. The pressure and the change of level, that should give Shiraz a bit of problem.
Yeah, that's a good fight though. You talking about Billy and Shiraz still?
Yeah. But you see, fight. Like, do you remember the fight? Obviously, you will remember Bronco against Shiraz, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem that Shiraz had against him,
come on now,
is the changes of level that Bronco was giving him.
Yep.
You know, going up and down.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Billy is a master at that too.
Come on now.
And Billy's like, you know, when you come in, it doesn't come straight. It's just always like, you know, changing level. That's what, you know, that's what gives problems to if you look at the fight against Leicester, you know.
Yep.
Obviously, that makes you like open to the uppercut, of course. But that's what I'm saying. That will still be a problem for Shiraz though to figure out.
I agree.
I think.
Kendrick said that Tank moves down a notch for not knowing he can't take a knee. I agree with that. You know, I don't know. Hey, sometimes you have man, players mess up too, man. But Pat, man, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. I gotta go run to the store real quick, man. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Please pull up more often, man. I love the discourse and the discussion we have, man. I appreciate it.
For sure, man, for sure. Yeah, shout out to the chat.
Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, by the way,
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't have Nigerian roots. I have Congolese roots.
Congolese roots. Okay, let's go. Democratic Republic of Congo, man. Let's go.
That's the one.
I didn't know that. Okay, thank you for letting me know that, man. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
So we are African bred for sure. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was Nigerian specifically. Okay, I have a question too, because you watched the fight on Wednesday, right? Brandon Glanton. I saw he has Nigerian roots.
Yeah, it was good.
I saw him with the flag. I wasn't sure if he was just showing respect because he was in Nigeria, but I saw him with the Nigerian flag.
Like, no. I just show respect because it was Nigeria, you know.
Okay, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. But I wasn't sure.
Lagos in the building.
Come on now, big Lagos. Let's go. Yeah, Congolese. That's dope, man. So I was gonna ask you something else too. Somebody's from out of the Congo too. I can't remember. Not Bakoli.
Yeah, Bakoli.
No. It was somebody else I saw. he's out, like he represents France, but I believe is it Sedjo? Kevin Lilly Sedjo, or is he from Cameroon? He might be from Cameroon. He might be Cameroonian. Hold on, let me see. I'm about to tell you. Oh yeah, he's Cameroonian. My fault. Yeah, he's Cameroonian.
Yeah. The only one I know from Congo is Bakole.
Yeah. Okay. Heck yeah, man. That's dope, man. Shout out to you, bro.
Oh, shout out to you, bro.
Man,
like, man, as I said, like you're really hardcore in those YouTubes, man.
Man, thank you, man.
You banging, bro. Like,
thank you, man.
Honestly, like, yeah, like we can talk about fight that people like. Man, a lot of people they don't even like talk about Oscar Iglesias. The only people that talk about Oscar Iglesias are the Latinos.
Right.
The other guy, they don't like even give him like, you know, they don't give respect to these guys. So
yep.
No, shout out to you for that, bro.
I appreciate it, man. You gonna watch the fights tonight, or it might be a little late for you though, because it's 10 o'clock for me, so it might be late. You gonna watch the fights tomorrow?
Which one? The Yorens? The Yorens thing?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Is it yours? No. The one tonight is Umar. Let me look at it. Umar Zambakov and Artem Brusov. Tomorrow is tomorrow's a Lawrence. Yes. Collins and Lawrence. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna watch. Yep.
I'll probably watch the one maybe tonight. Probably not. It's a bit late now.
Yeah, it's late. Yeah. I feel that. And then Cecilia Brockus. I want to see her. It's supposed to be her last fight, so I'm gonna go watch her. The first lady.
Yeah, shout out to you, Doc.
Man, appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you a lot, bro.
Yeah, already, man. Likewise. Thank you, man. God bless.
All right, peace out.
Yes, sir. Big Congolese in the building, man. Shout out to my brother, man. Pat, I did not know he's from the Congo, man. Let's go. We got to rep that more, man. Big DRC, man. Formerly known as Zimbabwe, right? Democratic Republic of Congo, formerly known as Zimbabwe. You know what I'm saying? Ali Boumaye. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Pat, man. Shout out to all the Nigeria, Togo, Ghana, all the African nations, man. Shout out to all the nations everywhere, but particularly shout out to the African nations, man. They held it down this week because, hey, boxing this week was pretty hey, boxing this week is pretty lackluster. No disrespect to anybody fighting this week, but that Wednesday really held it down, man. What did I say Zimbabwe? I meant to say Zaire. Sorry. Did I say formerly known as Zimbabwe? I meant to say formerly known as Zaire. Sorry. I be talking too fast sometimes. Formerly known as Zaire. My fault. What did I just say? Did I say Zimbabwe? I meant to say that, Pat. Sorry. Appreciate the correction, bro. If I said Zimbabwe, I did not mean to say that. I meant to say formerly known as Zaire. Thank you. Oh man, if I said Zimbabwe, I did not mean to say Zimbabwe. I don't know why I said formerly known as Zimbabwe, bro. I'm tripping. That's how I know I gotta get off, bro. I gotta run to this. Gotta go run to this store, man. Get some groceries and stuff like that. Get some dog food. Really, that's why I went outside with my dog. I was like, oh, the dog food getting kind of low, bro. A couple of days, so I try to stay ahead. Hey, shout out to you for the correction, man. Thank you, man. Shout out to Khan for putting on. Yes, shout out to Amir Khan Promotions. Shout out to Balmoral Group Promotions. That's the promotional company based in Nigeria. Who's the president there? President. I don't remember his name right now. Anyway, he's is Dr. Emeka. I don't remember his name. Let me look it up real quick. The Balmoral Group, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Balmoral Group Promotions and their CEO. He worked in conjunction with Amir Khan's Promotions. What is his name, man? I can't remember his name right now. I cannot remember his name. Adamu, Dr. Adamu. Shout out to Dr. Ezekiel Adamu, the head of Balmoral Group Promotions. Shout out to Amir Khan Promotions. And shout out to DAZN and everybody else that made that, you know, all the other promotions and everybody that made that fight come into, make it into a reality, man. Shout out to the fighters. Shout out to Marcus Brown, late replacement, late notice. Shout out to Brandon Glanton. Shout out to all the other fighters that fought on the undercard. That was a guy from Nigeria that was on the WBC Grand Prix. You know what I'm saying? A couple fighters out of Ghana, a couple fighters out of everywhere, man. So shout out to them, man. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all rocking as always. Support boxing, support this channel. Thank you for supporting this channel. Don't forget to smack that like button, subscribe, hit that subscribe button as well. I appreciate it, man. And smash that like as well, and smash that bell as well. You know, so we get notified. So you get notified when we drop another YouTube video banger. Go check out those videos I just posted not too long ago, and be on the lookout for my predictions, man. I'm gonna start doing predictions on the Patreon and early access for the members. Do like little prediction videos, you know what I'm saying? Just to keep the channel popping like that, man. I appreciate y'all. And if you have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have TikTok, Dr. Boxing Talk on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms, man. I appreciate that. He said, I thought I learned something new. Tank pulled the J.R. Smith in there. It's crazy. I thought I learned something new. About what? Oh, about me talking about Simba. Yeah, I better say Zaire. Hey, I got the Z right. I don't know how to brain fart, man. That's my fault. I meant to say, I don't know why I said Zimbabwe, man. I meant to say Zaire, man, formerly known as Zaire. I don't know why I said Zimbabwe. But I appreciate y'all, man. God bless y'all. Shout out to Pat for coming in on the panel. I appreciate everybody rocking, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Have a good weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, I should be live tomorrow for one of those fights. And remember, there's a fight tonight at 10, so go check it out. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Now we got to run that again because my settings were messed up. Remember, I just had to change my settings. My settings were off. You know, so I got to run that again. It was muted at first. Let's run it again. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.